When it comes to selling your home at Go Green Property, our aim is to get you the best possible results. And how do we do this? Simple, by giving you the best possible advice. From expert insights on preparing your home for selling to sharing our advice on the local property market. At Go Green Property, it's our job to achieve the best possible price as quickly as possible. Sell your home with Go Green Property. Call Glasgow 374 0409.
The Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property, offering expert advice on preparing your home for the market.
Let's go!
Yeah, the Old Firm derby is just 30 minutes away. This is Paul Cooney with John Hartson and Jamie Murphy. They've both worn the respective jerseys, the blue and white of Rangers, visiting Celtic Park. 60,000 Celtic fans there. John Hartson just a mile or so away here live in the studio. We'll keep you right up to date with what's happening. Right, here's the lineup. Celtic starting. No change really, no surprise at all as James Forrest is in. So here it is: Hart, Johnson, Carter, Vickers, Scales and Taylor, the back four, McGregor, O'Reilly and Hatate, and up front Forrest, Maeda and Kyogo. On the bench, Bain, Palma, Ida, who scored just a month ago, Kuhn, Navroki, Iwata, Bernardo, Ralston and Welsh. For Rangers, starting lineup: Butland, Tavernier, Suter, Davies and Barisic. So Davies is in, no Balogun. Lundstram, Diamande and Lawrence, Sterling, Silva and Dessers. So no Cantwell, he's on the bench. On the bench, McCrory, Ridvan Yilmaz, Cantwell, Dowell, Scott Wright, Ruth, King, Raskin and McCausland. Those are the lineups. First up, John, looking forward to today. No surprises, that's the team lineup you gave the other night.
Yeah, no surprises at all, Paul. I think if Celtic could have picked this team earlier on in the season, that's exactly what Brendan would have done, but barring injuries and everything else, that's meant he couldn't field his strongest team. He's said recently himself, right now at Celtic, this is the team, these are the players he feels is his strongest team. You know, Hatate back from injury, Carter Vickers back playing Kyogo in amongst the goals again. And nobody other than James Forrest, you know, some really important goals in recent weeks, deserves his starting deserves his starting berth today.
Yeah. Jamie, coming to Celtic Park with no fans today, it's going to be huge. Celtic go in the favourites. That can sometimes be dangerous. What do you make of the Rangers lineup and no Rabbi Matondo at all?
It's obviously a surprise that Lawrence is in for Cantwell. Obviously, Clement sees something in Lawrence in big games where he might work a little bit harder than Cantwell, but Cantwell's played well over the last couple of games, so he'll be disappointed. But like you said, difficult place to go. All the stats favour Celtic, but you know, there's always that chance.
He'll be gutted, won't he, Todd Cantwell? Why is he not playing? I mean, Barry the other night suggested Rangers might start with Lawrence and Cantwell. Yeah,
there was a chance maybe Lawrence could have played off the left, but he's went with Silva there, who's played the last couple of games. I'm not sure playing both of them in the same teams is the way forward. I know Rangers are going to have to defend a lot today, but you kind of want that presence of Silva in the box. But we'll see.
Let's hear from both managers then. Brendan Rodgers, he was in top form, wasn't he, John, yesterday? I know you were up north. You travelled back down overnight to be with us here today for the derby. He was... The reporters put to him, look, you've got everybody fit. Are you going to play Forrest from the beginning? What you're going to do is Maeda in?
It's great, isn't it? That's it. You're just giving away the team, aren't you? So, no, listen, it's a great question. I think what's important is having the flexibility. Dyson can play on both sides. James can play on both sides. Depending on the opponent, depending on the game. It's whether we want inverted wingers or wingers on the outside. It just depends on the game. But the point you're making is absolutely right. It's great for me from a managing and coaching perspective to have that flexibility. Dyson we've seen play on the right this season. James, like you say, has played on the left, but he could play on the right. The other guys also. So I think the key is having the flexibility and players that are adaptable that can play in whichever position you want them to play in.
Rangers manager Philippe Clement yesterday also in good form ahead of the game, and he was asked, what do you need to do to win, to get the 3 points you need?
Start of the game was not good in both, so that's a big point. Efficiency also, we can still be more efficient. we're working hard on that. It's also much better than it was a few months ago. And you see that in all the stats. And like you said, in the other 2 games, it was really close to getting these results. That's also the thing with a list of players that are not available. It's a long list, but it's been a long list already for months. And that's been a strong point, that the team was always ready to do the job, even players playing out of position to do the job for the team. And in that period, they did a lot of good things. They need to take that towards this game. So they chipped away. So I'm starting to practice on my Scottish. They chipped away 4 points. They won a League Cup. They are in the cup of the Scottish Cup. They were first in the group in the Europa League. They played good games against Benfica. They were 2 times close against Celtic for more. So we need to continue in that way, and that we need to show tomorrow again.
Jamie, what do you feel? Quite often he mentions the record that they've had since he arrived, which has been pretty good, apart from not being able to beat Celtic. That's the problem, isn't it?
He just listed all his achievements that they've had since this season started, obviously since he came in. But Rangers fans want the league. That's the one. That's the big one. That's the one that they're all looking at, especially up against Celtic. And they've got to go out and win today. He said it at the start of that interview as well, that the start hasn't been good enough, the last few games against them, so they'll be looking to improve on that. And that's such an important thing, especially going away from home at Parkhead. If you go 1-2-0 down early on, it's going to be a long, long day.
Yeah, because John, it's just a month ago that we sat in here with Chris Burke, and you'd hardly sat in your seat and Celtic were a goal up. They started at lightning pace. Maeda.
Yeah, and that's a similar start that they'll want today. The Celtic Park will be absolutely bouncing today. It'll be it's a perfect day for it, and Celtic will really, really fancy it. I think the crowd will push them on, and Rangers are going to need a similar start with no fans at Celtic Park in the same way as what Celtic had at Ibrox. They need to start the game very well, and an early goal would be ideal for them.
Where's the pace in the Rangers team, Jamie? What do you feel? That's been one of the criticisms, that they don't have the pace that they maybe had in the past and that Celtic have.
It is, and even looking at that team, there's not much pace going forward in that either, which is probably a problem to look at in the summer. But for this game, obviously, they went strength. Obviously, Tessers is a big, strong boy up front. I'd imagine they'd hit him and play off him, because getting in behind, I don't think any of the players there really are going to run in behind, which away from home you're probably looking for. What
do you make of Silva's inclusion? Are you surprised?
A little bit, but he has played out in the left for the last 4, 5, 6 games, so you can see why Clement's done that. Again, he does get a goal, but he has to improve his overall play than what it's been over the last couple of months.
John, what do you see when you look at that Rangers team? Because, look, Rangers 3 points behind. They really have to win today.
Yeah, I see Lundstram being the sitter, the more deeper one, just sort of protecting the back four. Diomandi slightly in front of him, and then Lawrence looking to break. I think like Hatate does, similar to what's, for Celtic. He's going to be the one who's going to try and play off the front, get in and around the penalty area. Lawrence is very, he's technically very good. And then Silva on the left, Dessers through the middle. And listen, Rangers are going to have to play very well today. They really are. Celtic are in fantastic form. Rangers opened the door a couple of weeks ago and dropped the 5 points. So today, if Rangers want to get back in the title race, nothing but a win will do for Philip Clement's men this afternoon.
You can tell, isn't it? Such a big day, Jamie. Your first time with us on Old Firm Day. I saw, obviously, social media there. Beautiful day in Glasgow. I see they were out at the Loudon Tavern and they were letting off some. I think there was a big welcome for the Rangers team as they left and went past in the motorway. And I see quite a number of Rangers fans were there at Ibrox. Celtic Park, John, we see some pictures bathed in sunshine today. Kind of day. How are you feeling about this match?
Feeling great, Paul. I'm very confident of a Celtic win today, and over the last few years I've felt that. Obviously, about 3 or 4 months ago when Rangers were flying, I actually went to fancied Rangers to win the league. I think they didn't look like they were going to get beaten, certainly drop points. And as I said, I'm big on Celtic today. I think the whole occasion is set up for them in front of their own fans who will really drive the team on. And it's a difficult game for Rangers, because in the last 10 games at Celtic Park, Celtic have won 6, there's been 2 draws, and Rangers have only picked up the 2 wins. So Celtic have a brilliant record in these games, especially at their own home. And I really think Celtic will win the game today.
What do you think the psychologist? So John, you're going scoreline. What do you reckon?
Paul, I don't care if it's a scrappy 1-0.
Okay.
So just go and win the game.
What do you think Rangers are thinking just now? What psychology can the manager change that they beat Celtic for the first time this season?
I think they have to be thinking that we're in the enemy's territory almost. It's just them, no crowd, no fans to support them in there. They've got to go up against it. They've got to be a team. They've got to work hard, and that's where the result will come from. If there are any players not doing what they're supposed to, then you see Celtic winning the game. So there's always a chance. I don't think as many Celtic fans are giving Rangers any hope, but that's sometimes the way other teams like it.
Quite a few people here on the socials at Go Football Show saying that they're cautiously optimistic, the Celtic fans. Not many of you saying it's a done deal, because it never is in the Old Firm.
Not a done deal,
never.
Absolutely not.
Big story of the week was the fun comment when the manager said, well, let's hear what Brendan Rodgers felt about the reception to his comments about working hard this week and then some fun on Saturday.
Yeah. It was. I think anyone who was at my press conference would have sensed and the way in which it was said. It was, the obviously the reaction to that is totally without merit, and it has no context whatsoever. I certainly have never referred. You mentioned my past record in these games. I've never referred to these other than being intense, being competitive. So we never talk about the game as that, but we talk about the whole occasion. The occasion is one of the most iconic games in world football, and I love it. It's one of the big reasons I'm, here, and the great pride and privilege I have of managing Celtic in a Rangers game. So the whole emotion, the whole feeling around this game is absolutely amazing. But yeah, I've seen some of the headlines around the disrespect and whatever else, but it's totally without merit. It was never in that context being said, and I never would be that person to disrespect another manager or another team, So yeah, but I suppose it's part of the build-up for you guys.
The Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. Looking to sell property in Glasgow? Call Kaylee and the team on 0141 374 0409.
Let's go!
It's Derby Day here in Glasgow. The Old Firm Derby is 10 minutes away, and we are in the company of John Hartson and also Jamie Murphy. Jamie, you played in the 2018... It's the last time Celtic lost in the last game of the season. You were telling me during the break. It came up on Sky. I wasn't going to mention it. But what's the atmosphere like? What's it like playing at Celtic Park?
Obviously, the atmosphere is great. It's obviously better when both sets of fans are there. I think we can all agree on that.
And it was then, wasn't it?
It was then. Yeah. Yes, it didn't actually help us because we lost the game. But
what's it like when you come out and you see, a sea of red, white, and blue at one end of the ground?
It's great to see your fans. They are supporting you, spending all their money to come and give everything they have for you on the pitch. So I think you have to reward them. That's kind of what it is. But it's difficult today, no fans there. But they'll know that there'll be millions watching around the world. This game, it's a big game. It's one of the biggest games in world football, as we all say here in Scotland. So we're all looking forward to it.
And great to get the fans back in. John, you would come out to the green, white and gold or the orange there. It was special for you. Actually, on the way in this morning, I saw a band of Celtic fans giving you the thumbs up on the way in.
Well, it was good, Paul. It was the thumbs down. But,
for sure.
Yeah, I'm with Jamie. I think the away fans bring a bit of colour, bring a bit more, not an atmosphere, but Celtic and Rangers should be allowed to have fans in the opposition's ground. There's no doubt about that in my mind. And we've shared that opinion with the few Barry and Barry Ferguson and Craig Moore and other Rangers ex-players. So no doubt it'll be a lot better next season when the fans will get in, albeit I believe it's only 3,500. But I think it's a start, Paul.
Indeed. Yeah. Cup finals in a couple of weeks' time, so it'll be 50-50. at Hampden. But it's all about today. John, we're just talking about some of the players who could affect it for Celtic. Everyone's been saying about the fact that the midfield is back, it's fit. Who else? Carter Vickers, of course, has now been back for a month or so, and up front Kyogo back on form. Where are the battles that you're looking to see today?
I'm looking at Maeda again on the left against James Tavernier. I think Maeda generally gets the better of that pairing. In recent years, he runs in behind, he knocks the ball, and then he causes problems for Tavernier. I've always said Tavernier is very good going forward with his technical ability and his delivery. So I'm looking at that one. I'm also looking at Forrest against Barisic on that right hand side. Forrest has been on really good form. Carter Vickers up against Dessers. You know, Dessers is very strong. He will look to get hold of the ball today and allow the likes of Lawrence to get up near him. That's very important that he gets hold of the ball today, and it just doesn't come back to Celtic, you know, whenever it goes forward for Rangers. There's several, Paul. There's O'Reilly that can go forward, Hitati. He'll be hard to deal with when he gets forward on the runs, and the Rangers players have to sort of track these Celtic players back.
Some atmosphere. We're just looking at the pictures on Sky here. John, look at there. From the drone, you can see the ground that you played so many times and with such, how many goals was it? 110 goals for Celtic, and so many assists. I'm not sure they counted the assists as much in those days, John, but
I don't think they did. Yeah, I think Henrik made a few more for me than I did for him, actually. But,
he's in town tomorrow night as well, isn't he? There's a big event.
I think he's getting a Lifetime Achievement Award, which is very much deserved.
Is it going to be, well, you've said what you think it's going to be, so if Celtic win today, what does that mean? Virtually it?
Well, again, it's, you know, a lot of people will think it's virtually it, but nothing's cut and dry, Paul. We've seen it so many times down the years. You know, for me, it's boring. It's a little bit, you know, not giving. But listen, if they win today, it puts them, you know, they're 1-7 favourites to win the league. But as I said, it's not over till it's mathematically impossible then for anybody to catch Celtic, and then they will lift their 12th title in 13 years.
And Jimmy, you've got to hope, from you will be thinking, the players who are wearing those jerseys today, they hear the noise, they hear what the Celtic fans and neutrals would be saying as well, and find a way of beating them.
Yeah, in that changing room today, the manager will be saying, let's silence the crowd. That's what they have to do. They have to go out, they have to try and be comfortable on the ball, they have to work hard, they have to defend, frustrate Celtic, which is obviously going to be a difficult thing to do. Yeah. But in that changing room, no doubt they'll be saying silence the crowd. The
manager, Philippe Clement, said, of course, we'd love to get the first goal.
We always want to score the first goal. We try that. Like most of the teams in the world, for sure, teams who want to play dominant, teams who play attacking football, and we've always been, wherever we played. Was it against Celtic, was it against Benfica, or was it against Ross County? So that stays the same. The intentions are there to score the first goal. You never have a guarantee of that. And it's at the end, it's also not a guarantee if you score the first goal that you get a point. It's about 90 minutes going full and not giving away chances and scoring your chances and being really effective in games like this. You know, these are different kind of games for both teams than the other league games that you have less occasions to score than in a normal league game.
Coming up next, Celtic against Rangers.
The Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. Get in touch with the team and they'll offer expert advice on effectively presenting your property.
Let's go!
When it comes to selling your home, at Go Green Property, our aim is to get you the best possible results. And how do we do this? Simple, by giving you the best possible advice. From expert insights on preparing your home for selling, to sharing our advice on the local property market. At Go Green Property, it's our job to achieve the best possible price as quickly as possible. Sell your home with Go Green Property. Call Glasgow 374 0409.
The Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. Get your home ready for the market with help from their team of experts.
Let's go!
The teams are in the tunnel. This is Paul Cooney in Glasgow. Celtic against Rangers coming up next. We're in the company of Jamie Murphy, who played in some of these games, still playing, of course, at Ayr United. And John Hartson, Big Bad John, is with us. Final thoughts then as the teams come out. There's Willie Collum in charge. What's he like given that you're playing Willie Collum?
As a person, he's at least speaks to you on the pitch as if you're another human being. You know, you get some that talk down to you a little bit and try to show they're in charge. But with Willie, if he's made a mistake, he'll come up and say sorry, or he'll tell you what he thought of an incident. So I don't mind them at all.
It's Willie Collum, the referee. David McGeechee and Ross McLeod are the linesmen. Fourth official Don Robertson, and on VAR Stephen McLean, the referee, and his assistant is Graham Stewart. Just looking there at the lineups, if you haven't heard them, as the players shake hands with the referee, and they're with the Celtic captain. First there as the Rangers players go past them. So Hart, Johnson, Carter Vickers, Scales and Taylor, McGregor, O'Reilly and Hatate, Forrest, Maeda and Kyogo. Rangers, Butland, Tavernier, Suter, Davies and Barisic, Lundstram, Diamande and Lawrence, Sterling, Silva and Dessers. John in the house, Rod Stewart's there, but also your old teammate, not so old, the King of Kings is there.
The King, and rightly so. He deserves that name. What a phenomenal player, phenomenal goal scorer, Paul. The consummate professional, and he lit that stadium up so many times, didn't he? It was great to see him back. Hopefully he brings Celtic a bit of luck this afternoon.
And for you, Jamie, just looking there to see, obviously there's no Rangers fans in, we get the toss of the coin. James Tavernier looks to have won that, Jamie, so yes,
we'll take all the wins.
Yeah.
So that's a good start.
So Rangers will find out which way they're playing in a moment or two as they play You'll Never Walk Alone around that famous stadium. It is some derby, isn't it? As the Celtic fans stand to a man and woman, boy and girl, with that anthem, which of course the Liverpool fans love as well, and the Celtic fans love. So, prediction wise, Jamie, what do you think?
I'm going to hold out hope for Rangers, and I'm going to go for 2-1.
2-1 to Rangers, okay. John, I know you've said...
I think same as Jamie, but the opposite team. I think Celtic will win it 2-1.
And I see Henrik Larsson standing next to Murdo McLeod, great player with Celtic, and of course he was your assistant manager as well. So just before with Wim Jansen.
I think Murdo was very friendly with Henrik, and obviously he was there with Wim Jansen. Obviously had a carol there for Murdo, and of course Murdo hasn't been too well lately, so it's great to see him looking nice and healthy in the stand there.
So here we go. Celtic at home will be playing from left to right, so they'll be playing towards what they used to call the Rangers end. Rangers playing towards what they call the Celtic end, funnily enough. So Paul here with John. John, you okay? You need anything? Cup of tea?
Oh, I'd love a cup of tea.
Oh, you like cup of tea? As they
cup
kick
of
off.
Rosie Lee, be nice.
Steadier than else.
John, Jamie, keep your eyes on that telly on Sky. Great coverage, because 19 seconds in, the last time we had a goal. So let's see what happens as Rangers actually, the ball just bobbing about at the centre circle. You'll miss nothing here as... is that going to be a free kick to Celtic against Suter?
Early foul on Kyogo.
Centre halves always get a free shot early on.
Just at the beginning. Was it an arm, I think. I don't think it was an out-and-out elbow, was it? Or am I being...
I think it's just a hand in the face, maybe.
It's not wrestling on a Saturday afternoon. It's lunchtime, it's the football. John, fair enough. I mean, the arm was over, but not too much in it.
Nothing in that,
nothing at all. 0-0, 45 seconds gone. So this time a month ago, Celtic had gone ahead. So here comes Celtic coming forward, playing the ball to Matt O'Reilly, sweeps it out to the right to James Forrest, his first touch, and he starts today. He's been in brilliant form, crosses it in. Just cleared, not quite off the line, bobbed about, John, didn't it? Looked as though it was going to go in. Yeah,
great start from James Forrest. He's very positive. He just skips down the line, almost gets to the goal line, cuts it back. And I think Kyogo is so close to this, but I think it's Tavernier in the end that clears it away. But good early pressure from Celtic.
That come off Suter as well.
Suter was in the right place at the right time there, gets a block in. We get a little bit lucky, obviously, with hitting Butland, but it wasn't quite 19 seconds, but we're not far away.
There's 2 early fouls as well from Rangers on the Celtic players. I think the referee will look at that and think, he's letting a few go at the minute, but persistent fouling. You don't really want to get in a yellow card early on both players.
No, that would be... It puts you under so much pressure, doesn't it, Jamie? If you get booked in the first 2 minutes, here come Rangers forward. Dessers, his first touch. Carter Vickers is on him and wins the throw-in. But you want to give nothing away early on.
No, definitely not. I think you've got to defend properly. You can see Suter there. He gets a great stop on it. And
could have actually gone in his own net, couldn't he? He's facing his goal, actually, Suter, but does very well in the
They
end.
do well to clear it in the end.
Yeah. And the wide shot, it was hard to tell, wasn't it? First, I see Brendan Rodgers in the close-up put his hands up. But here come Rangers down the right. James Tavernier goes down, claims for a free kick. Referee says nothing to see here. It's back to Greg Taylor. He plays it to Liam Scales. Scales takes one touch and then tries to clear it, but it comes off a Rangers player and comes back to him. He's lost the ball, but then it's cleared. A bit nervous, everyone. John, is that just me?
It's a bit of a frenetic start, Paul.
Yeah.
But Rangers there getting on the attack themselves. In fact, Tavernier getting himself forward. Yeah, a poor clearance there from Butland. Doesn't quite get the contact.
It says everyone is, Jim, just looking at you there. That was unlike Butland, so it's going to be a throw-in to Celtic. It's the Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. 2 minutes, in fact 3 minutes gone now. It's going to be a throw-in. In fact, the throw-in to, it's gone to Rangers. Lundstram, but he's deep in his own half. He tries to play the 1-2 with Barisic, who's in. Ridvan is on the bench. To Silva, controversial character in the last game, but he loses out to James Forrest. Forrest again. Good ball through, but it's cut out well by Ben Davies.
Forrest looks right up for the game. You know, when he's in this form, you just got to keep supplying James Forrest and let him go and run at the opposition. He certainly did that early on today.
Here comes Celtic and James Forrest. Let's fly! Way over the top. But
Far too much space there. You know, just a simple throw in inside the pitch, and he's got plenty of time to have his shot. And fortunately for Rangers, it goes over the bar.
John, that was a chance.
Yeah, well, it was off a chance.
Yeah.
James Forrest not quite on his strongest foot on his right side, but yeah, it was a decent effort. And unfortunately, just couldn't keep it on target.
You know the voice. That's John Hartson, and alongside him is Jamie Murphy, Ayers Player of the Year, which was fantastic. And of course, Scott Brown. He'll be there today. You would imagine a Celtic legend.
Yeah, I'm sure he's watching us. Yes.
And here come Rangers. Ball played out, swept out to the left. Lawrence out to the left to Silva. He cuts inside, plays it to the far post. Chance there, headed away. John, that was a real chance for Rangers.
It was. It was a fantastic chance. It's a good ball in from Silva, right into the back post of the Celtic goal.
Jamie?
It's a great ball in from Silva, and unfortunately it's Sterling on the back post, who's not scored many goals. But I think if he gets a better contact on it, it could be a goal.
That was a chance. They opened up the Celtic defence.
Yeah, and it'd have been perfect for Rangers. Perfect in the first 5 minutes to get that goal and silence the crowd, as we said.
Silva did well, didn't he, in the build-up?
Yeah, he did. He put in an in-swinger right to the back post.
He's not known for his crossing or creativity or anything like that. Obviously, he's been a striker, but it's a great ball in there.
Sure is. 0-0, 5 minutes gone. It's the Old Firm derby. It's the second last of the season. We're just seeing it again. What a great ball that was.
Actually, Taylor does quite well to get his body in the way there ahead of Sterling. Good defending from Greg Taylor.
And then Scales in that. John could have silenced the Celtic crowd, as Celtic did to the Rangers crowd 4 or 5 weeks ago. Cameron Carter-Vickers sweeps it all the way back to his goalkeeper. Joe Hart, his last Old Firm derby at Celtic Park. He will, of course, retire in 2 weeks' time after the Cup final. So Celtic going for a double, Rangers going for a treble. But here's Maeda going for the line down the left, beats one, beats two, wins a corner. John, he's on fire.
Yeah, he's on fire. He just gets the ball there, he plays it inside, great touch, gets away again from Tavernier, and he tries to play in Kyogo, and it's out for a Celtic corner,
which they take quickly. Greg Taylor to Rail. Hattati, who supplied a great ball for Kyogo last week, forward to O'Reilly. He plays it off, but the ball is played. It's a bit of a slack pass. It's 20-30 yards behind James Forrest. Forrest, though, comes forward. He's got space again. He's going to let fly, left-footed, just over the top. John?
Yeah, comfortable save for Butland again. Forrest looking dangerous. Cuts inside, has another goal with his left foot. This time it's on target. Probably just rising over the bar, but Butland makes sure that there's no threat to his goal there. Just tips it over his goal. O'Reilly from the right-hand side with the corner for Celtic.
6.5 minutes gone. Celtic 0, Rangers 0. Matt O'Reilly, signed for $1.5 million a couple of years ago, plays it to the far post. Too much on it. It's gone out. Jamie, you'd be a bit worried maybe about some of the space that James Forrest's getting.
Yeah, I think Barisic is standing a little bit too far off him. You had him and Lundstram trying to get him there. They can't give him that much space. That's 2 shots in the first 6 minutes of the game. There's
Philippe Clement. He's out trackside. What are you hearing there? I know you can't hear from here, but you can say anything you want. Nobody knows. So Philippe Clement there looking. I don't think he was happy with the clearance. It's gone out of play, throw into Celtic, so it's played to Carter Vickers. He's going to play it back to Joe Hart, just outside his box. Pitch looks immaculate, John, doesn't it?
It does. The pitches now, Paul, even at this stage of the season, this could almost be the opening game. The pitches are like bowling greens now.
Hatate there had a chance, didn't he, John, to thread it through. It didn't quite get to Maida, but here he comes again, edge of the box. Is there a push? Referee says, yeah, it's a foul. That was Diamandi.
Yeah, it's Diamandi on Hatate. Hatate just gets his body, and there's not a lot in it, but it's just enough for the referee. Oh, yeah, it is. Yeah. He's all over.
It's a bit clumsy from Diamandi.
It clumsy, but it's definitely a free kick. And now you'll have McGregor, Kyogo, O'Reilly, great technicians over the ball, probably about 25 yards out here, Paul.
Yeah. Maybe 24 and a half, John.
Yeah. Or 23, maybe.
He'll be across that desk in a moment, sort me out. It's going to be the free kick to Celtic. Butland there, organising the defence. Jamie, this is dangerous position. Looks as though it could be Matt O'Reilly. That cultured left foot.
Yeah,
but it could be Kyogo.
It would take a lot to beat Butland from there, I think.
Yeah.
I think, obviously, both players, good technicians, as you said, but Butland's been excellent this year, so you'd like to think he would save it.
It's live on Sky, and it's the Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. Let's see what's going to happen here. 8.5 minutes gone. Celtic Park goes silent. Matt O'Reilly, left-footed shoots, great shot, and it's just past the post. Wow, John, close.
What an attempt this is. You just see Matt O'Reilly, Kyogo threatens to take it. Oh, and that's inches away, Paul. That is inches. I think Butland's beat. That's really well. Difficult skill. Really difficult skill to get it up and over the wall, but we've seen Matt O'Reilly, very good technically. Great effort.
Jamie?
It was. That, like John said, the most difficult thing is to get it up and down. He'd done that. He was just a yard wide.
As the ball is cleared by Jack Butland then. So 0-0 after 9 minutes, and it's Celtic coming forward again, but Rangers sweep up well. Ben Davies, how's he doing so far for you, Jamie? As we'll just watch this as Silva is in the charge with Alistair Johnson. We've seen that before, haven't we, a month ago? No love lost with those two, I would imagine. There's no point either in getting involved just now, is there? Just don't.
No, it's still early in the game. Plenty of time.
Leave that till 20 minutes. John, Celtic playing the ball. It's worked this time.
Paul, they look the more threatening. They're passing the ball really well. They look sharp. Pace out wide. Maeda's had a little bit of joy against Tavernier early on. Tavernier actually does well there.
Good tackle. It's going to be a throw into Celtic.
Forrest, one thing in their mind, James Forrest and Maeda, they just want to run at the opposition. It's really, really positive from Celtic.
0-0 as the throw-in comes. It's Greg Taylor, the Scotland international. He'll be off to the Euros, we would imagine, in a few weeks' time. First game is, of course, against Germany on the 14th of June. Ball's out of play, so Jamie, what are you thinking then? 10 minutes?
It's just intriguing over that far side, Tavernier against Maeda. Tavernier's tried to go forward and Maeda tracked him, won the ball. Maeda got past Tavernier once. Tavernier's had a good tackle in there, so I think it'll be like that all game.
As the ball is played down the left, Barisic, but it's picked up. In fact, it's come back straight back to Barisic, and he plays it forward to Tom Lawrence. Rangers want to try and get a grip of the midfield because Celtic have been so
I think the referee
there.
Willie Collins going to have a firm word here because there's 5, 6, 7 fouls. Am I right, Jamie?
I think Diamandi's been a bit clumsy to start with. That's 1 or 2 fouls he's gave away in dangerous positions.
And it's just persistent fouling. I think sooner rather than later, Paul, might see the first yellow card here.
Yep. Diamandi speaking with the referee is saying, that's my decision.
It's really nothing malicious.
No.
Really nothing, with real intent, but it's just niggly little fouls. In the end, the referee will maybe have to get his card out.
I think one more and he's probably in the book,
Yeah. And he's having a stern word with Callum McGregor as well.
Yeah. So just two competitive midfield players going at it.
Free kick quickly taken by the captain to, Liam Scales, but they're a bit slow there, John, weren't they? At that point, it's going to be a throw-in though to Celtic on the far side. Who's going to take it? It's going to be Greg Taylor. Capacity 60,000 there today. Sadly, no opposition fans. Yep, but here come Rangers. James Tavernier, how he would love to make his mark on this game and keep Rangers' title aspirations alive. A draw is probably no use, Jamie, isn't it? It's a win that Rangers need, and they've got a free kick midway inside the Celtic half. It's going to be taken, what's that, John Lundstram? Standing over the ball.
Yeah, a draw still gives Rangers hope, but they're
sure.
hoping for the 3 points. I mean, if they really want to be serious about it, they've got to win today.
Indeed. A win would put them level, and it would be down to the goal difference, which clearly would be better if Rangers win. A draw keeps it exactly as it is. With 2 games to go, it would be 3 points in it. Celtic win, of course, they'd be 6 points clear with the 2 games to go. Here it comes. It's a free kick. Tavernier to the far post. It's headed down by Matt O'Reilly and cleared by James Forrest. Was that a whistle there, John?
Offside,
It was offside, yeah.
Probably offside, yeah. Tavernier just tried to float one onto Alistair Johnson, and it was Suter that was trying to come in, trying to clear the ball, but it was offside anyway, Paul.
Let's hope it's not a day of VAR where they're checking back and everything. And
No, it's been good that we've not seen it so far, so let's hope it stays that way.
Long may that continue, John.
Yeah, absolutely. To have a proper game.
Yeah.
No involvement for VAR. That would be a dream come true, wouldn't it, in a game like this?
As Celtic come forward again, Hatate, some good play forward to Kyogo, but there's maybe too much on it. Butland comes out, easily collects, and just too much at that time. The big England goalkeeper, will he be an England goalkeeper again? I think he should be, John, shouldn't he?
Well, his performances have merited Gareth Southgate. He's got a mention, isn't he?
Yeah.
And the good thing is, from Butland's point of view, he's in Southgate's thinking.
Yeah.
And that's all you can do. Of course, with his performances, that's got in there.
Yeah, he's had a terrific season. So too has Joe Hart as the ball is pumped forward to the Celtic box. It's cleared by Cameron Carter-Vickers with Silva not far from him. We'll see who takes the throw in for Rangers. So an opportunity, Jamie?
I think that's what Rangers have to do. They have to get the ball in behind Celtic. I know they're lacking a little bit of bit of pace, but Silva's a willing runner, and you can see there he's getting in behind and winning a throw in up the pitch.
McCausland we can see on the bench there. You wonder if he'll play a part later, Jamie. You never know. But let's see. So Barisic does well, actually. Loses James Forrest there. Still chips the ball into the box. It's headed away. Hatate clears, but it's still just on the edge of the Celtic box down this main stand side where the cameras are. Silva breaks into the box. Chance for Silva. What a shot! But it's wide. What a position he got into, Jamie. That was the first big opportunity.
He has, and he's actually looked lively so far in the game. He's the one causing a bit of threat. He gets in there, and I think he just drags it with his left foot a little bit wide. But, you know, he's getting in the box. He's having shots, so that's positive for Rangers.
John?
Yeah, he made it himself. It was a really good first touch. Drove into the Celtic penalty box and hits it. Just pulls it slightly, but hits it, goes for power instead of accuracy, and good play from Silva. Rangers come close there.
Rangers will be happy so far, given that Celtic go in at home.
Another foul.
Yep.
You can see Barisic there obviously getting tight to Forrest, like we said, the first 2 times he got it.
Look,
he had space to shoot, but you know he's done well there.
Yeah. John, referee not happy?
No, he's just having a go at Barisic, just pointing his finger, saying one more. So both players need to be careful, Paul, because there will be cards in this game, and the referee's been very patient at the minute by showing neither team a red card.
Yep. 15 and a half minutes
Not a red
gone.
card, excuse me, a yellow card.
A yellow card, indeed. Let's hope for no reds as well. As Ben Davies, former Liverpool player, looks up, throws a long ball to the far post to Dujan Sterling. He's tackled by Greg Taylor. Ball's out of play. It's going to be a Rangers throw-in as we look to see where the first act. There's been plenty of action. A great chance very early on from James Forrest. He had one just afterwards. Dujan Sterling had a chance as well, a header. And a few moments ago, as you heard, Fabio Silva, as the throw-in is going to be taken by James Tavernier, Rangers' top scorer, and of course in the record books as the defender in the UK who scored more than anybody else. I think I'm right in saying, Jamie?
Yes, again, it's a great record to have. Obviously, he's done excellent for Rangers over the last few years. You know, you'll be hoping for another one today.
Cameron Carter-Vickers, but he's closed down there by... That was good work, wasn't it, by Desers?
He does work really hard. That is why I think Clement really likes him. He chips in with the odd goal here and there, but I think it's his work rate for the team that Clement really likes. As
Celtic come forward, so Liam Scales, but it doesn't quite come off some of the... They dominated, not dominated, John, but they've had, you like the way Celtic started. It's maybe in the last 5 minutes swung a little bit.
Yeah, Rangers come back into it. Good start from Celtic, but Rangers have had their moments as well, Paul, early in this game.
Carter-Vickers plays it out to the right to Alistair Johnson, but he loses out. It's Tom Lawrence. Big tackle there. In fact, huge tackle by Greg Taylor. Wins it. Plays it to Hatate. Gets it back and plays it forward to his captain, Callum McGregor, in the midfield. Up over the halfway line to Alistair Johnson, Canadian international.
This is where they want to get Forrest. one-on-one with Barisic.
Forrest plays it into Hatate, but it just doesn't quite come off. It's cleared, and it's going to be Fabio Silva, £30 million player on loan from Wolverhampton Wanderers. Tries to get past Callum McGregor, just pushes him. It's going to be a free kick as Silva laughs. And actually, Callum McGregor just gets up. And so,
it should be, yeah.
It should be.
I think he'd have probably went down there as well.
Who?
Silva.
Oh, yeah. So it's Jamie Murphy, former Rangers star, is with us currently, of course, at Ayr United, still in the Championship for next season. And John Hartson, the Arsenal, West Ham United, Celtic, West Brom, Wales. We don't have enough time. Coventry, Luton Town, and there's also Norwich City. Is that them all, John? Just about.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, just about. That's enough. Don't be too greedy.
I don't think you mentioned Celtic there, did you?
Oh, no, everyone knows. Yeah, it's taken as read. It's going to be a free kick. Lundstram has gone down there, just waiting to see what happened. Willie Collum is standing over the ball. So it's a free kick to Celtic, 15 to 20 yards inside the Rangers half. Celtic playing left to right if you've just tuned in. So the ball's played. Nice ball. O'Reilly to Callum McGregor. Callum McGregor lets fly, but just wide again.
Maeda is so free on the left-hand side. It's a great run from Callum McGregor. Gets the ball, he bursts forward with a cluster of players in the middle of the park, and Maeda is screaming for it on the left-hand side. All the room in the world. Callum, unlike Callum McGregor, just doesn't quite see him.
For sure. Jamie, you spotted that one. I heard you singing, but look at the other end. It's your old team Rangers on the ball. Tavernier, infield to Lundstram. How's Lundstram doing for you? How's the midfield?
Yeah, he's been steady in there. Obviously, McGregor getting away from him there wasn't great, but he does his job well. He's
tackled there and he's won a free kick. How's Tom Lawrence shaping up, given that he was preferred to Cantwell?
He had a bad touch there. It was a little bit slack, but I don't think that's why he's in there. I think he's in there to work hard and try and stop McGregor getting on the ball.
The game is live on Sky TV. We're here with the Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Properties. Rangers come forward, ball into the box for the head of Silva.
What a chance!
Huge opportunity, as you hear.
Rangers claiming for a penalty.
Was there anything in that? Didn't look at live. Jamie, did you think?
No, I think he should probably do better with the chance, but you can see, has he pulled him back a little bit? I'm not sure.
Him and Alistair Johnson.
Silva's in. Yep. He's got a free header in the 6-yard box. The crime there is not in the target. He's got to hit the target, but what a chance for Rangers to go 1-0 up.
Silva's had the last two big chances in this game, so that's 20 minutes gone. Silva header just past the post. No scoring so far. John, what do you think the world will think of this one just now so far? Engrossing, but wait a minute.
It's been end-to-end, it's been end-to-end, Paul. It's just a really good football being played. It's tense, it's tight, but there's been one or two opportunities certainly that has gone Rangers' way.
It's Celtic. Midway inside, in fact, just the edge of the box. Here comes Matt O'Reilly. Right hand side, it's right footed forward to James Forrest. It falls for Callum McGregor, who thunders a shot in, cannons off a Rangers jersey, and falls for Greg Taylor. Taylor to Callum McGregor, but John just didn't come off.
I think McGregor should do better there. I really do. He's just rolled across. He's on his favourite left foot, and he hits it over the bar. And I think Callum is a lot more technically better than that.
Yeah.
Oh, Silva, he just gets it completely wrong. It's just showed the replay of his chance there. He's in, that's the chance. Stick your head on it. Instead it goes 3, 4, 5 yards wide.
Other games on this afternoon, and there are Hearts against Dundee, Livy against St Johnstone, Ross County Motherwell, St Mirren, Kilmarnock, and tomorrow Hibs against Aberdeen. Huge game, of course, elsewhere, East Kilbride against Stranraer. A huge playoff for the Lanarkshire team. Wishing them well for the game today. The ball's gone to the other end of the pitch. It's gone to Joe Hart. The England international plays it out to Liam Scales, the Irish international. If we give everyone's international credentials, we hear all day, Jamie, won't we? Because they virtually all are international players.
Not just Scottish and English.
There's the USA national. Cameron Carter-Vickers, what few seasons he's had with Celtic. Injured this season, but you saw the difference when he came back a couple of months ago. He plays it out to the right to James Forrest, who is the third most decorated player in Celtic's history, chasing the late great Billy McNeil. 2 behind him, I think, as he comes forward, tries the 1-2 there with Matt O'Reilly. It's not quite come off, but O'Reilly's won the tussle there with Lundstram. Plays the ball to the far post to Maeda. Maeda plays it back in, but John, there was nobody there.
No, it was a good header. Brilliant ball from Matt O'Reilly. Crossfield ball. Maeda on the back post, if you like. heads it back in, but it goes over Kyogo's head.
John, what do you think? Are Rangers better than they were a month ago?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I think they've settled into the game, Paul. Early pressure from Celtic, but it's Rangers that have had the best opportunities. They've sort of stopped that stem of flow from Celtic. But like now, we've got James Forrest. He can expose Barisic on this right-hand side. It's a great ball in.
Great ball. Great ball into the box. It's gone out for a
Brilliant
corner.
play from Celtic.
Yep, and it was to Alistair Johnson.
Yeah, it was Alistair Johnson that made the forward run. James Forrest again cuts inside and just plays it through two Rangers defenders. Alistair Johnson tries the shot. Again, another Celtic corner.
Barisic's still not getting tight enough to Forrest. He's letting him turn, he's letting him get at him. He's making it difficult for himself.
So it's going to be Matt O'Reilly who takes it left-footed into the box. Carter Vickers goes up there with Ben Davies. The ball's gone out of play. Is it going to be a throw-in? Yeah, referee's saying a throw-in at the...
That's another interesting
side.
battle today. Shooter dealing with Carter Vickers, who's coming up for Celtic as a threat from set pieces, of course, dealing with his threat to defend. Shooter's defended from Carter Vickers well.
Throw in for Celtic's ball whipped in by Greg Taylor. Still bobbing about in the box. It's heading tennis going on at the moment. Tom Lawrence, right-footed, puts it 30 yards upfield to Dessers. He can't quite win it. A bit of a tussle there. But in fact, the referee is saying it's going to be a free kick to Rangers, which they try and take really quickly. But Willie Collum says, take the ball back. What happened there, John?
That's what Dessers has got to do. He wins the foul. Scales it was, who won a lot in there, but I just thought he got into the back of Dessers and the referee gave a foul. Well, that's what Dessers has to do today to get Rangers up the pitch. He's got to get hold of the ball.
You enjoying it so far, John?
I am, yes. It's intriguing, Paul. Both sides have had their spells, but I wouldn't say neither team have been too dominant.
No.
I think both teams will be relatively happy with how they've started. Yeah. Both teams have had chances.
Poor ball by Celtic at the far side, but it's fallen for Callum McGregor. Captain, he's got acres of space. Plays it out to the left to Daisen Maeda, Japanese international who scored at the World Cup. He's still on the ball. He feigns to cross it. He's still there. Plays it to Hatate, his counterpart. It's a great shot again, just past every single shot from Celtic, John, just wide of that post.
It's really good. Brendan Rodgers is out of his tactical area. It's Maeda into Hatate. He spots O'Reilly on the edge of the box. O'Reilly hits it. It's going in.
He's got so much space as well, doesn't he?
He's curved it with his favourite left foot. It looks as if it's going in, and it just bends past the far post. But great play again, though, just not quite hitting the target.
A bit like his free kick, wasn't it, Jamie? It just was going away from goal.
It was similar area as well.
Yep. So 25 minutes gone, but a poor pass there, uncharacteristic, as it falls to John Lundstram. Lundstram forward to Cyril Dessers. Dessers does well, loses two Celtic players, plays it out to the right to Tom Lawrence. He's got Sterling, comes off Greg Taylor. I see Dessers claiming a handball, but
there was a chance when Lundstram got the ball there.
Yep. This is edging on a mistake.
Yeah,
a little bit of sloppiness from either side, and obviously the other side taking advantage of it. Scales marauding forward there, comes to nothing. Yep,
he plays it, but it's easily cleared by Ben Davies. 0-0 as John Souttar, Scottish international player, plays it back to Jack Butland. Butland looks up, plays it up towards the halfway line down the right hand channel, looking for Cyril Dessers. It's cleared by Greg Taylor, but it's a poor one. He miskicks and it's headed away by Liam Scales. So Diamundi, he's got Sterling with him on the far side. Couple of Celtic players round him, still in possession. Plays it back to James Tavernier, the Rangers captain, who won the title in 2021. Celtic going for 12 in 13 years. If they can win here today, you could almost get the ribbons on it, but there's still a couple of games to go. Yep. Celtic obviously looking for a win today. Rangers know they need to get a win, and you can see they're playing well at the moment. Down the right hand side, going to try and whip the ball in. It's just slowed down for a moment or two, Jamie, isn't it?
Yeah, we spoke earlier on in the week about Rangers maybe being a little bit more defensive, but they're really not. They're playing as they have done all year. They're obviously playing Clement's way, and they're throwing people forward, really.
And it's working.
It is. They're doing well. They're getting on the ball. They've had a couple of chances, especially Silva. They'll be disappointed they haven't actually scored.
Yeah. It's going to be a corner kick.
Yeah, I think both players, Paul, would be both teams would be disappointed they haven't tested neither goalkeeper yet. Yeah. You know, Butland's just tipped one over the bar. I don't think it was going in. Hart's not a shot to stave yet. So that's the one that we want to start needing to hit the target, both sides. So
Rangers have aerial threat. We all know it, the height they've got. So let's see what happens here for the corner kick taken by James Tavernier. Right footed, right into the heart of the goal area. Nobody wins it. But then Liam Scales does. But still, ball in play. Out on the right-hand side. Jamie, chance there?
Yeah, Rangers have to make the most of set pieces. Tavernier puts a great ball in there and just nobody on the end of it.
Ball played out to the left looking for James Tavernier, but it's won by Alistair Johnson, and then his captain Callum McGregor. Lovely play by Kyogo, but there was just too much on it, so he loses out to John Lundstram. Lundstram down the left, he evades O'Reilly. Here's a chance. Tom Lawrence has got a shot, as we saw last weekend, but it's swept away by a Celtic player. Yeah, Tom Lawrence not done an awful lot in the game, but looks dangerous when he's going forward, because as I mentioned a couple of times, he's got that ability to score a goal from the edge of the box, you know. But for me, Celtic, they defended reasonably well. Jamie, we're seeing a close-up of Silva. He was in a tussle there with AJ, wasn't much in it. How's he doing so far for you? He's had two of the best chances of the match.
He's been lively to start with. That's what Rangers will be wanting him, running in behind, causing problems. You know, he's had a shot and a header so far, so they'll be hoping that continues.
So we're just seeing close-ups of James Tavernier, as it's going to be Joe Hart playing at Celtic Park for the second last time. Of course, Celtic play Kilmarnock midweek on Wednesday, Rangers at home to Dundee on Tuesday, and then the final games next weekend as Matt O'Reilly wins it, plays it back to Cameron Carter-Vickers. Rangers pressing well there though, John, aren't they? That they're pressing high up the field, putting Celtic under a little bit of pressure, but they managed to get it out. They play out Joe Hart now, going to give it to Liam Scales. He'll drive forward with it. As he does, he comes up towards the halfway line. Just seeing on Sky there, race for the title. Rangers on Tuesday, Kilmarnock Celtic on Wednesday. Ball's gone out of play. The pace has just dropped a little bit. Is that natural, Jamie? They've given so much, both sets.
I think so. Yeah. Both teams nervous, coming out, trying to get their foot in the game. First 20 minutes, it's a bit lively, it's a bit jumpy, the ball's going everywhere. Jumpy's a good word, wasn't it? Jumpy's alright, yeah. So it gets a bit like that sometimes. The last 5 minutes it's really settled down and you can see both teams trying to play. Anyone standing out for you so far, John? Half an hour gone? Probably James Forrest, and obviously Silva as well. Silva's had a good start for Rangers. Old Hi-Ho is doing well for Rangers, as Rangers now come forward and the ball is played forward to Silva. He plays it to Tom Lawrence. Lawrence sweeps it in, looking to bring in Dessers, but to be fair, there was too much on it, and it falls to Greg Taylor. Taylor to Carter-Vickers, out to Matt O'Reilly. Subject of a bid, we understand, from Atletico Madrid in January, but he stayed, and I think happy to stay. Will he stay next season? We'll find out. Will his team be champions? It falls for Maeda. Maeda, edge of the box, plays it to Callum McGregor. It's a bit slower just now, John, isn't it? The build-up, but Rio Hatate. Just trying to probe. They're keeping the ball, and they're just looking for that gap, that little slight opening. You can see Tom Lawrence there. Tom Lawrence is almost man-marking Callum McGregor. He's trying to follow him about the pitch. He's not interested in anyone else when Celtic have got the ball. He's standing on McGregor, making sure he doesn't dictate.
And here come Celtic into the box. Chance for Celtic. What a save by Jack Butland. And that was... What a chance, John. It's a great play from Celtic. Brilliant build-up play. And it's gone into Kyogo, 6 yards out. Turns, hits the target. I don't know whether it's straight at Butland or Butland's actually made a really, really good save, but we're going to see it again here. It's Matt O'Reilly. Kyogo just gets himself free. It's what a save. Butland low down with his left hand. That's a brilliant save. That's kept Rangers in the game, Paul. Unbelievable save from Butland. Jamie?
I think if you're Kyogo, you're a little bit disappointed you don't get it closer to the corner, but saying that, it's a great save by Butland.
Is that the kind of save that could get him an international call-up again, a recall to the England squad?
Well, I'm sure Southgate watches the big games and they don't get much bigger than this.
For sure. As Celtic come forward, Celtic back. Neither side's on top, but there has been more Celtic possession, I would think, in the first half.
They've had a couple of opportunities from the edge of the box. Matt O'Reilly, McGregor, and that time Kyogo, who's normally so clinical, 6 yards out. And he's hit it reasonably well, but it's a brilliant save. Rather than, I know Jamie thinks Kyogo might have done better, but sometimes all he can do is hit the target, and it's a wonder save down to Butland's left.
Paul Cooney with John Hartson and Jamie Murphy. We're into the last 12 and a half minutes of the first half. It's Rangers now coming forward 0-0 down the right, ball played in to the box, trying to find Dezers, but it's cleared, and Jamie, it's Rangers now in the attack.
It's great to watch. I mean, both teams going for it. I'd be disappointed if this finishes 0-0. I don't see how it can do that.
No chance. Hey, there's always a chance, but it doesn't look like it, does
it's
it?
It's unlikely in Old Firm games.
Although the keepers have not really been tested. Butland was there, but John, you made a great point. It's not. Neither has had to do that. In fact, Joe Hart had virtually nothing
very
to do.
nothing to do. And for all Celtic's good play and Rangers' good play, neither other than that great Butland save from Kyogo, neither goalkeeper has had a save to make before that.
Yep, the ball slides.
That's why you need a brilliant goalkeeper. Joe Hart makes brilliant saves. Butland's kept Rangers in the game there. And that's why you need good goalkeepers, Paul, at this level.
12 minutes left in the first half. Celtic 0, Rangers 0. Celtic come forward, up over the halfway line. Play it out to James Forrest. Could he be back for the Euros? Not impossible, as he plays it through to Kyogo, but it just cannons off his shin.
Yeah, it was not a good ball. It was played with too much power, and it was bouncing. Kyogo just couldn't get hold of that. Not the easiest ball to get a hold of.
It's not a ball you want as a striker, John, is it? The one that everyone thinks you've gave the ball away, but it's actually fired at you.
A little bit of pace on it, but when it's bobbling, it's almost impossible.
Jack Butland plays the ball out to Ben Davies, plays it right back to his goalkeeper, who of course was at Man United last year, then out on loan at Stoke City, and Rangers picked him up in the summer, and what a signing he has been as he plays it to Tavernier. Tavernier forward, looking for Dezers. Good play though by Carter Vickers, who nods it down to Greg Taylor, who plays it forward, but it's picked up by Tavernier. That was easy for Tavernier, but it was a poor ball and falls to Matt O'Reilly. They're a bit jumpy still, John, some of them. Maybe
I just saw there though, Carter Vickers, he just looks so in control of his game. You know, he's almost cruising at times. He's making defending look very easy.
And the ball comes forward to Reo Hatate to Greg Taylor to CCV. He plays it out to the right, and it's O'Reilly with James Forrest, who started really well, and he slips it forward to Alistair Johnson. Celtic pressing high at the moment. A good ball through. Great run by Callum McGregor, edge of the box, and inevitably he's got Tom Lawrence with him. He plays it. Here's a chance. Great chance. Goal for Celtic.
Get in there.
Goal for Celtic. Matt O'Reilly. 35 minutes gone. Well-fashioned goal. Callum McGregor plays it to Matt O'Reilly, and he strikes it past Jack Butland. 1-0 Celtic.
It's a wonderful strike. However, Butland's a fabulous goalkeeper. He's got no chance of stopping this. It's brilliant from Callum McGregor. Keeps the ball in the corner. Just see it there. Callum McGregor makes a really good run. Gets away from Lawrence. Plays it back. He's patient. And Matt O'Reilly takes a touch. Hits it with his left foot into the near post. Butland, no chance. What a brilliant goal from Celtic.
Jamie Murphy.
You can't say Rangers haven't been warned. That's almost the second, third time that O'Reilly's had a shot from there. It's a great finish. I don't think you can take anything away from that. But I think you can see where this system has its faults. Lawrence having to chase Callum McGregor all the way back to almost his own goal line. And then for Celtic, it's a great ball back and a great finish from O'Reilly.
John, he had a few chances. He came close, Matt O'Reilly, but he was spot on with that one.
He missed an earlier chance, but this time, as I said, Paul failing to hit the target. He smashes this, and as I said, Butland to beat a goalkeeper like that, who's made one great save, but it's almost inside that near post. McGregor was brilliant in the build-up, and it's his 15th Premiership goal of the season. What a return for a midfield player.
Great start there from John Hartson. There's one of those pyrotechnics has come onto the pitch, which is absolutely idiotic. So,
it is idiotic,
clear, isn't it? And it's also really dangerous. Why these idiots? So, we're seeing replays of that strike, and it's a sweet strike, isn't it? Jamie, you just felt that Celtic were beginning to stretch Rangers in the last couple of minutes?
Yeah, and down that right hand side, Barisic isn't getting tight enough to Forrest, and that's where it all comes from. He's a few yards off him, and it's him that plays the ball to McGregor, who eventually cuts it back for O'Reilly. So they'll be disappointed at losing that goal.
They will indeed. Celtic leading the derby by 1-0. And it was a peach. Matt O'Reilly in 35 minutes. A really well-fashioned goal. And Callum McGregor, you see the difference having the captain back.
Yeah. Well, he just knows when to hold. He spots when he's going to be there defensively. And on the other hand, he knows when he can drive forward and be an option. But he did really well. He kept the ball, came inside, picked out O'Reilly, and O'Reilly did the rest.
Rangers, I would imagine, have to try and keep it tight till half-time and then see what the manager does second half. But it's Celtic back in possession. It's played from Forrest to McGregor, back to Carter Vickers. He does a 1-2 with Liam Scales. And there's only, 7 minutes to go in this first half. The ball played out to the left to Maeda.
Great touch from Maeda.
Tavernier's given him some space, but it's just now Maeda into the box, whips it in, and it's an own goal. It's an own goal. John Lundstram, 2 goals in 2 minutes. It was Maeda who made it, played it into the box, and it came off John Lundstram.
The ball across from Carter Vickers to Maeda. Maeda with a brilliant touch. Cuts inside, plays it across the 6-yard box, and Lundstram gets a toe trying to clear it, and it goes in his own net. Terrible defending from Lundstram. Celtic 2 in 2 minutes. What a couple of minutes it's been for Celtic.
I was just about to say, Rangers can't let that affect them. They've got to keep playing the same way and go in, make sure if they go in losing at half time that it's 1-0 and not 2-0. And obviously it's a great ball out from Celtic, and that's just, John, you say unlucky, but it's pretty poor.
Sure, we're just seeing it again. It's in. John, you pinpointed a great start to that move. A great pass.
Again, Maeda's been outstanding. It's a great touch out of the air, first of all, from a crossfield ball from Carter Vickers. John Lundstram, in all fairness, he's running back towards his goal, but he's got to do better than that. He's got to do better than that. He's got to sort his feet out a little bit quicker, but he sticks it in the back of his own net. As I said, Celtic 2 in 2 minutes. They're very dominating at the minute. It's been a matter of time before they've scored. Rangers have had their moments. Yep. But you can't say Celtic haven't deserved the lead. First booking of the game, I see that it's Dyson Maeda. Don't know what happened there, but the man who created that second goal for Celtic gets a yellow card. Didn't see it, Jamie?
They'll jump into the crowd, gets yellow card.
Was that what he did?
Nowadays, yeah.
So, what's the ref saying? Oh, it's just... Yep.
VAR check as per.
Was that them checking it all that time? Yeah. Because the first one took ages as well. But it's 2-0 to Celtic. Celtic in the driving seat. As things stand, they would be 6 points clear of Rangers.
Terrible clearance from Butland.
7 points. Yeah, Rangers need to try and keep their control at this point, because Celtic, at the moment, dominating. But here comes Fabio Silva, left-hand side. Who's he got with him? A nice wee flick there for Barisic. Barisic chips it to the far post. Chance for Rangers. Still heading. It's a goal for Rangers. It's Cyril Dessers in 40 minutes. Jamie Murphy, Rangers back in at 2-1.
It's great play from Silva down the left-hand side. He's been Rangers' best player this first half. Great ball to Barisic and a lovely dink ball at the back post, causing a few problems. And Dessers is where he's supposed to be, right in the middle of the 6-yard box to finish it off.
And it was a really good goal. Tom Lawrence goes forward. Silva, Barisic with the overlap. Just there, Barisic coming into play. Brilliant ball to the back post. It's headed back across. Dessers gets up higher than anybody else, and it's a great header in the Celtic net. And concentration levels for Celtic really, really poor. You're at your worst concentration levels when you've just scored a goal. But Rangers certainly back in this.
I told you it wouldn't be 0-0.
No, you did. You said 2-1. But that was the thing. Celtic were looking there to go for a third, going for the throat before half-time. Now Rangers are back in it, 4 minutes to go.
They'll be kicking themselves. I mean, if they go in 2-0 at half-time, you'd say the game's pretty much done. Yeah. Now it's not done, but one goal in it makes it a lot harder for them.
Yep, the goal came in 39 minutes and 52 seconds. Well, what a 5 minutes we had. Matt O'Reilly scoring for Celtic in 35 minutes, and an assist from McGregor. And then just 2.5 minutes later, John Lundstram. Great work by Maeda. Plays the ball into the box, comes off John Lundstram, beats the goalkeeper. And then, within 2 minutes, in fact, it was only 30 seconds of play, given that there was a VAR check, Cyril Dessers, that header a few moments ago, as Rangers come forward again, down the left. Good tackle there by Alistair Johnson's going to be a throw-in for Rangers. John, could be another goal before half-time.
Well, I think Jamie makes a great point. I think if Celtic could have got in 2-0, another corner for Rangers, Tavernier to whip a ball into Celtic's 6-yard box there. But Jamie makes a great point. I think the fact that Rangers have got a goal back too, and you know we're going to have a fantastic second half here. Celtic get in 2-0. They feel a lot more better about themselves, but again, Rangers showing great character to get back in the game.
Could there be another goal at either end? It's Rangers this time. It's going to be a corner kick. So we see the close-up, some of the tussles there. Ben Davies and Liam Scales, Dezers and Alistair Johnson. It's right-footed. Tavernier to the far post again. And it's gone out of play quickly to be taken by Joe Hart. So, could have been a threat there, Jamie?
Yeah, they've definitely won more balls in the air than Celtic. And that's no surprise given the strength and size of Rangers. That's kind of what they're about. So, they'll be hoping to make more of these chances.
That was for Diamande. We're just seeing it again. John, right-footed to the 6-yard line. Chance for Diamande, wasn't it?
That's a corner.
Yeah. So, but it's Joe Hart. 2.5 minutes left in this first half, plus the stoppages. So, John, what a game, isn't it?
The last 3 or 4 minutes,
yeah.
It's been, as I said, it's been frenetic, hasn't it? Celtic going 2-0 up, an own goal from Lundstram. All of a sudden we're thinking, here we go, and then Rangers pull them back within about a minute. Credit to them, they never give up to the Rangers. You saw them at the game against Ibrox.
That's right.
Celtic went 2-0 up, you know, so Celtic have to be aware of that.
Guess the psychology. This is massive, isn't it? The last Rangers bouncing back within a minute, 2 minutes to get back in the game. 2-1. And it has gone a bit quieter, as you would imagine, when you're 2-0. And we were starting to talk about it could be 6 points clear. But at the moment, well, it is still 6 points clear if this is how it stood. But it's 2-1. As Liam Scales up over the halfway line. Are Celtic going to push for something? It's a high ball, not the kind of ball Kyogo likes. And is it going out of play?
Yeah,
it has gone out of play. It's not the ball that Kyogo looks for, John, is it?
No, not really. No. I think Liam Scales there. I think a better ball, a ball into Maeda or Hatate inside was probably the better option. He tried to put in Kyogo, who's making a run in behind, but just ran out of play.
Poor ball. Celtic pick it up. They're on the charge again. 30 yards from Jack Butland's goal. It falls for Hatate. Hatate shoots, but it's well wide of the post. It's worth it though, John?
I'm not sure. It's a long way.
Yeah,
beat Butland from that.
30 odd yards. But Rangers have to be careful playing out from the back there. That's where that comes from. You know, minute to go. They've just scored. Get everyone up the pitch. You know. It's
like, isn't it? Possession stats here on Sky. Not here on Sky, but on Sky. 60% Celtic, 40 Rangers. Touches in the box. Celtic 11, Rangers 8. Scoreline, Celtic 2, Rangers 1. Terrific game, isn't it?
Although them stats look very dominant for Celtic, Rangers have had their moments, you know, Paul?
They have indeed. The ball played back to... Oh, and there's a tackle there. It's at Lundstram on Alistair Johnson. The referee's over. Yellow card is out immediately. And he has clattered him, hasn't he? There's no question.
Yellow card. There's no doubt a yellow card. Lundstram's just picked himself up and got on with it. But certainly a yellow card.
It was a poor ball from Joe Hart, wasn't it? The clearance. It wasn't a good one. And
actually, I think if they have a look at that, I'd be very surprised that's not a red card.
It's what you call in football a hospital ball.
It is, isn't it? Yeah. And
in between.
Yeah. I think you agreed with John at the beginning. You thought it's a yellow card, but when you see it, the studs are up.
Can they go back now? Are they on the look at it?
Yes.
That's a potential leg breaker, by the way. His studs are up.
Really, John?
He's caught Alistair Johnson high up the leg.
That's
and that could have been a red.
Yep. Just, are they checking it in VAR? Yep. Yeah, red card check is going on at the moment, John Lundstram.
That's a red card for me. I believe that is a red card. I'll be surprised if they don't overturn this from a yellow to red.
And that's the last thing Rangers need at this moment in time, getting right back into the game. Right before, 30 seconds before half-time?
As Willie Collum goes over to look at the VAR, still getting treatment is Alistair Johnson as he goes to the tunnel there at Celtic Park. Celtic leading by 2-1. We're in the second minute now.
It's a red card. It's a red card all day, Paul.
Oh, it is going to be, isn't it?
The speed he comes in at as well. I think this is going to be a red.
He's an experienced player, Jamie.
And it's obviously a bad first half for him. Especially if this is a red card.
That looks worse and worse and worse every time you see it. It's high, it studs up.
Here comes the decision, John. Is Willie Collum.
Red card.
It's red card. Yeah, he's changing it. Takes the yellow out.
We thought it straight away when we saw it. First time we thought yellow card, bit rash. When you see it slowed down, that's definitely a red. Silly boy Lundstram. Thrown his team under the bus there. Bad enough for him with the own goal, you can accept that. But to then, an experienced player to get a red card a minute before half-time when Rangers are desperate to get in and regroup. Terrible.
And Jamie
awful
Murphy,
from Lundstram.
it's not been that kind of game, has it?
No,
There's hardly been anything.
I can't, obviously, Maeda getting a yellow card going into the crowd, but I can't really remember another bad tackle. But it's just unnecessary.
So
Just
Rangers,
an unnecessary tackle.
The
He
last
had no option.
Yeah,
Billy Collum had no option, Paul. He had to go red.
John on the mic there. John Hartson, along with Jamie Murphy. It's been a crazy 10 minutes or so. 3 goals and a red card for John Lundstram. So Celtic 2, Rangers 1. 2.5 minutes of injury time is gone. He'll add another minute or so for that VAR check there. And Rangers down to 10 men. Jamie, just when it was, isn't it? It's a strange game. But let's see what happens in the last few moments of this first half in the East End of Glasgow. Liam Scales.
A long way back now. You feel it's a long way back for Rangers. 2-1 down, going into half-time. Whether Clement makes changes, I think he will, after that red card by Lundstram. But as I said, long way back, because Celtic are, they like to pass the ball.
Here they come forward, John. Sorry, Matt O'Reilly in the box, but he's dispossessed there by Ben Davies, saying, let's get up the pitch. It's going to be a yellow card. Let's see what's happened here. Is it
silly again from
Hattati?
He's wrapping his feet. He's totally wrapped his feet there.
So
around Diamandi. There's just no need for it. They give him the referee an option whether to give him a card or not. Silly. Well, why do that?
Yeah.
He's in Rangers his defensive third. Yep. He hasn't got to make that tackle.
It's not a danger area. Why would you do it?
Those are the tackles that drive the man, that drive your manager insane, Paul. Thinking, why are you making that tackle?
Silly. 48.5 minutes gone. Celtic 2, Rangers 1. And, wow, Rangers down to 10 men. So, waiting for the free kick, and then the whistle will probably go any time as Jack Butland plays the ball up deep into the Celtic half. It's headed away by Liam Scales.
Half-time.
And, is that the whistle coming? It is indeed. Half-time. Celtic 2, Rangers 1. We're going to take a break, get a cup of tea, and
calm down,
draw a breath. Well, in the last, and then we'll look at what happened in the last 10-15 minutes and what can happen in the second half. We'll just watch the players go off, just check what's happening. The referee having a word there. I'm not sure, was that with Callum McGregor? Maybe about that yellow card. That was silly. Maeda as well going into the crowd.
You see, I'd be surprised if Alistair Johnson coming out for the second half. He looks really struggling. He's limping off the pitch.
Okay,
Jamie, wasn't it?
Sure. Half time, 2-1 to Celtic.
The Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. Get in touch with the team and they'll offer expert advice on effectively presenting your property.
Let's go!
When it comes to selling your home, at Go Green Property, our aim is to get you the best possible results. And how do we do this? Simple, by giving you the best possible advice. From expert insights on preparing your home for selling, to sharing our advice on the local property market. At Go Green Property, it's our job to achieve the best possible price as quickly as possible. Sell your home with Go Green Property. Call Glasgow 374 0409.
The Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. Get your home ready for the market with help from their team of experts.
Let's go!
Good afternoon. It's the Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. Afternoon all. Paul Cooney here, along with John Hartson and Jamie Murphy. Half time. Celtic are 2-1 up against Rangers. Rangers down to 10 men. John and Jamie will look back at the first half. John, it was not even, it was 0-0 up until 35 minutes, but the last 10 minutes were mayhem. Celtic on top, especially with those 2 goals. The first one, Matt O'Reilly, what did you make of it?
Brilliant goal. Absolutely brilliant goal. Callum McGregor does so well. It's a long sort of pass from Carter Vickers over to Maeda, and then it comes back in, and Callum McGregor does so well. Plays in O'Reilly. It's a wonder goal, left foot in Butland's inside post. Couldn't quite get across to save it. And the game just exploded, Paul, didn't it, after about 36, 37 minutes. Both teams had their moments, but nothing really of any worth. And then Celtic went 2-0 up. Rangers hit back straight away. And now Lundstram, that's a huge, huge error. He doesn't have to go in like that. It's a lunge, it's rash, and it's late. And it deserved the red card.
We're seeing Celtic's goal, the first goal, Jamie, again, it's showing you the work of Matt O'Reilly, because he was far right when he started the run, played it to Callum McGregor, who played it back in. What did you make of the Celtic goal?
It's a great finish, and Butland you almost can't see it. I think it goes into his near post, so I don't think you can really blame the goalkeeper. It's just a good hit.
For John Lundstram, here's the horror moment for him. Well, the first one, the own goal. Did he have to touch it? What do you think, Jamie, as a current player? What do you reckon? We're seeing it again.
He almost second guesses himself, doesn't he? I don't think there's any trouble if he leaves it, and then at the last minute he sticks his leg out and it goes right in the corner. Kyogo looks away. He almost doesn't believe that it's gone in.
Because, John, there was nobody there. I don't think he was going to pick it up. It was unlucky for Lundstram. However, 2 minutes later, in fact 30 seconds after the restart, this was Rangers' goal. Dezers. John,
it's a really good goal. Silva's on the left hand side, not sure whether he's going to put it himself or not. There's a bit of room, but Barisic makes a great run, like an overlap outside him, dinks it to the back post, is headed back in. Dezers gets higher than anybody else, and he plants his header in the Celtic goal, which was brilliant response from Rangers. They hit back straight away from going 2 down, and then you're thinking, both teams want to get in at half time, regroup. And obviously, and this happens. Lundstram comes across, and he's high. It's rash, and this is a potential leg breaker. By the way, I'll be surprised if Alistair Johnson comes out for the second half. He looked as if he was limping. Initially, he's turned from a yellow. They've gone to VAR. Willie Collum goes over and has a look in front of his screen, and he has no other option but to give a red card.
Jamie, what are you thinking?
It's just needless. He's that kind of player. He commits himself fully, but with a minute to go after you've just scored, get to half time, regroup, go from there, and now it's really cost the team. So it'd be hard for Rangers to come back and win from here.
Quick break, and then we're back. Second half coming in a few moments. Celtic 2, Rangers 1.
The Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. Get your home ready for the market with help from their team of experts.
Let's go!
Getting ready for the second half here in Glasgow. It's the Old Firm derby. Celtic leading by 2-1 at half time. They were 2 up with about 5 minutes remaining. The goals in quick succession. The second one was Lundstram's own goal. The first one was Matt O'Reilly. But Rangers fought back and then scored 90 seconds later. Great goal. Dezers after 2 great Celtic goals. And then there was that moment of madness, I would say, Jamie. He's an experienced player, John Lundstram. But listen, you don't know what happens in the heat of this kind of battle, but it could cost Rangers the title.
Yeah.
It could.
There's a big chance that is the killer blow. It's so disappointing for Rangers and Rangers fans watching that game that red cards came at that time, right before half time. After just scoring, you're thinking you're going in at half time positive. I know it's conceded 2 goals, but we've got back in the game, geeing everyone up, and then to go down 10 men and then go into half time, it's hard to come back from.
What's he going to do at half time, do you think, Philippe Clement?
I think he has to change something, because they can't just accept losing. So you can see Cantwell maybe coming on, maybe taking Sterling off, someone going a bit more offensive, McCausland maybe at the far side, Scott Wright even. But I think he has to do something. He obviously can't just keep it the same.
John?
Yeah, he's almost got a gamble, that he might concede the third, because no matter what happens, Rangers have to get back into this game. Rangers have to score a goal. So I think Jamie's right. I think they might have to just sacrifice maybe a wide man. But as I said, it's Rangers have to go for it. And as I said, that might mean that Celtic might score again and run away with the game. But I have to say, Paul, I think as well, looking at Lundstram, it might be a case of frustrations from scoring the own goal. Maybe his head was a little bit confused. He was disappointed with himself. He'll feel he's let the team down for a couple of minutes there, and he's just lunged in, maybe trying to overdo it.
He did overdo it, probably.
Yeah, and
it's like he was trying to make up for the
exactly. Maybe that was a part
of course,
lunging in like that. An experienced player, we don't expect him to make a tackle like that. So maybe that was the reason why he's lunged in. But all the same, he's let his team down.
John, What does Celtic do for the second half then?
Keep the ball.
Yeah.
Keep the ball all day long. They're a good passing team anyway. They keep the ball very well. Now it's doubly more harder for Rangers. They're down to 10 men. They have to try and get a little bit of possession and go and try and get a goal. But Celtic will frustrate, and I wouldn't be surprised now, Paul, if it goes 3-4-5. I think Celtic will be that dominant, certainly against 10 men.
You'd have to watch for getting a red card, a couple of yellows there, Maeda for going into the crowd, and then Hatate. So, John, you have to watch that as well. What is the discipline? You know, nothing silly.
Discipline is everything in these games, Paul. I remember playing in these games myself. It's so difficult when you go a goal down, a man down, because it gives such an advantage to the opposition. And it's a crazy tackle. From a player that's, I think he's out of contract, he's discussing a new deal, or is he going to go, is he going to stay? To make make a tackle like that is sort of unnecessary. And the surprising thing is, he's played in many of these games, Lundstram. So for him to do that, as I said, there's no doubt the Rangers fans will feel he's let his team down on such a big occasion like today.
Jamie?
Listen, it happens. I mean, we're all football players. Sometimes you get a rush of blood to the head. Nobody gets sent off on purpose. But it's a disappointing one for everyone to take at the time, and how Rangers had just came back into it. There's a lot of factors, but ultimately disappointing.
John, do you think AJ will come back out for the second half? Alistair Johnson?
I'd be surprised whether they need to use him when they've got Ralston as a sub, because the next two games now, Kilmarnock and St Mirren. I think Jamie just said Celtic can afford, if this stays the way it is, to draw them next two games. Yeah. And they'll still be champions.
That's right.
So what a position. If Celtic can hold on here, what a position. McCausland obviously coming on now.
Let's go trackside. Yeah. So you've just said it. Ross McCausland coming on for John Souttar. So what's that? That's. Can you explain that one to me?
No, all I could think of is maybe Sterling going centre half, since he's played every other position on the pitch.
Wow.
It's pretty strange.
He's got a bit of pace, hasn't he? He's certainly got a real attitude, as in positive.
Yeah, he's definitely more attacking on the right-hand side than Sterling. Sterling does great as a right midfielder, kind of, but McCausland's more of a winger. He's going to get at players, he's going to get legs up and down the pitch, but we'll see what's happening at the back for Rangers. And
John for Celtic, Alistair Johnson, have we seen him yet?
Not seen him yet, Paul. He's obviously came out for the second half. He did limp off, didn't he, up the tunnel, but he's probably had some treatment at half-time and decided to carry on.
I think Rangers will be okay with that. I think they've got a lot of joy down that side with Silva up against them. And there's a few long balls went over his head, and Silva's strong runner. So that's where Rangers have got more joy.
So Ross McCausland on for John Souttar. Not many people saw that as the game gets underway. It's live on Sky. So with Ian Crocker there. And Chris Sutton on, your old teammate.
Yeah.
And also is it Chris Boyd, I would imagine, as well. And it's Kenny Miller.
Chris Sutton and Kenny Miller.
Kenny Miller.
I think Chris Boyd is in the studio.
And here at the Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property, Paul Cooney, with John Hartson and Jamie Murphy. 10-man Rangers up against Celtic. What a 45 minutes they've got to stay in the title race as Callum McGregor comes forward for Celtic. Celtic play it back to Carter Vickers to Liam Scales. Everyone inside the Rangers half, apart from Joe Hart, who plays it out to the left to Liam Scales. Scales looks up and plays it to Greg Taylor, because that would have changed the atmosphere big time when Celtic lost a goal just before half time.
It didn't it? You could just hear the atmosphere just changing a little bit in the with the fans, but that. Lundstram getting sent off would have obviously give the team a huge lift. Out
to the left, it's Dyson Maeda. Maeda looks up, plays it to Reo Hatate. Hatate left to Greg Taylor. Bit of an unsung hero for Celtic as he whips the ball into the box, but it's cleared. And is it going to be a throw-in?
I think the tactics in the second half by Brendan Rodgers will be frustrate. Right. Keep the ball, use that extra man, no silly mistakes, no diving in, no giving the referee an opportunity to make it 10 against 10. And if you can go forward, Celtic, any gaps, can you exploit them? Because Rangers down to 10 men. But keep the ball, don't panic, you got an extra man.
It's James Forrest plays it in for Hatate, sweeps it back out to the right. Carter Vickers, Celtic, a high line at the moment, up over the halfway line.
Well, been going 2 minutes in the second half. Rangers haven't had a touch of the ball yet.
Here's Callum McGregor, plays it to Matt O'Reilly, scored Celtic's first. He's coming up for, past the post. And John, that was the chance for goal number 3.
It was. Matt O'Reilly made it himself. He skips past a couple of players. He gets a little bit of luck here. I think it's Diomandi that fails to tackle him. And he just pulled his shot a little bit by Jack Butland's goal. But another great opportunity for Celtic.
It's really important for Rangers that they don't concede in the first 50 minutes of this second half. If another goal goes in now, then they've got absolutely no chance.
And it could be, the roof could come in on them then, Jamie, couldn't it? You can see the manager there speaking to his assistant, Philippe Clement, maybe just saying, do we make another change? They need the players to stand up here. I know that's a phrase that's easy to say, but they'll have to give everything in this second half.
Yeah, and a couple of players almost playing out of position. Sterling at centre half. All I can think of is maybe Souttar's got an injury and he's having to fill in there. Lawrence as a central midfielder in a 2. It's not somewhere he often plays. So you're maybe looking at maybe taking him off at some point for a box-to-box player. Cantwell maybe coming on wide. But at some point Rangers have to maybe get 2 up front as well if they've got to go for the goal.
This game has worked out so well at the minute for Celtic. Going 2-0 up, Rangers getting a man sent off. You can clearly see in the first 3 or 4 minutes Rangers can't get near Celtic with the extra man.
Corner kick to Celtic. It's Rio Hatate to the far post, punched away by Jack Butland. Ross McCausland, who's looked lively since he came on, with Matt O'Reilly in a tussle. It's going to be a throw-in to Celtic. Callum McGregor back into his own half to Liam Scales. Now has it for Celtic, out to the left to Greg Taylor. You can see the pace has changed a little bit. Celtic, as John said, can afford to draw Rangers and make them work really hard. They've got the 2-1 advantage just now. But Callum McGregor out to the left to Hatate. Hatate is a poor ball, and he loses out to Silva. Silva plays it forward to Dessers. Dessers in the chase though with Scales. Scales gets there first, plays it to Joe Hart. Joe Hart up out of his goals, plays it just 15 yards to the right to Cameron Carter-Vickers, up over the halfway line. What are the options for him? He looks up, he plays it to Matt O'Reilly, who plays it back to CCV. James Forrest screaming for it there on the wing, but it's played back to Liam Scales. Scales to Hatate. Hatate back to Callum McGregor. McGregor will play it out to James Hart. Hart 1-on-1, plays it infield to McGregor. McGregor goes for the shot, cannons off a Rangers player, and it falls for Fabio Silva. Silva does well up towards the halfway line, but Dyson Maeda, John, his energy, speed,
his defensive game
qualities
has improved so much. Silva must have been 3 or 4 yards ahead of Maeda there on the attack, but Maeda to get back and win that ball was terrific for Celtic.
He's what you call a manager's dream.
It's a good phrase. So he'd won a bit earlier on, jumpy, and the manager's phrase as Celtic come forward, and he's down in the box. A penalty for Celtic. So Matt O'Reilly brought down in the box. No question, it's going to be a penalty and a defining moment for Celtic. John Hartson.
Yeah, Matt O'Reilly gets it as Forrest plays Matt O'Reilly in. Do you know what? I just need to see that again. Okay. I think there's contact there. I just think he catches his left leg there. The referee's obviously going to have a look at it.
If there is contact, it's not a lot, is it?
Wow. Isn't it strange? To the eye, it looked like a penalty, and now we're looking at it again. Was it Diamandi, wasn't it?
You'd be thinking, why are you going down if you weren't hit? Because he's got a free shot at goal.
Yeah, he's clipped there. I think Diamandi just clips O'Reilly's left leg, and that means O'Reilly's gone down. It's made him go down because the ball's in front of him. There is contact there, Paul, and the referee's obviously clearly given it.
He's not a diver, is he? I think you would both agree.
No, you wouldn't think that. Plus, the fact that he had a clear shot at goal, he'll be wanting to shoot.
Yeah.
But it was hard to see there.
The thing is, quality players, if they feel any contact, if you're clipped or you're slightly fouled, you're going to go down.
Yep.
You're going to go down and you're going to try and get that penalty.
Yep. Is it the VAR check, John? Yeah. It is, isn't it? The double checking.
He may have to go over to the screen himself again, Willie Collum.
Let's see who.
Unless, of course, the VAR say don't look. It's definitely a penalty.
Stephen McLean, a FIFA referee as well. He is on VAR.
Big moment in the game. Huge moment
in the season, John. Maybe Silva having a few words there. I see a smile.
Telling him not
to Matt O'Reilly.
Don't go for too early.
Yeah.
Too easy.
Yeah, we're seeing it again. Another angle. This is a new angle. It's Matt O'Reilly.
Yeah, he's there. I think he's clipped.
Do you think he hits him as he's running? I'm not sure. Is that why he's going to look at it?
Will he call him? Yep, going to look
I think
at
that
this
might be
incident.
the case.
Big moment, this.
What you think?
I think he almost clips him as he's running.
He
Is
being-
Diamondi's foot planted when he kicks it? I think it might be.
Okay.
But
Does he
Diamondi's
clip his
foot's
left
down.
leg there? I think he clips his left leg initially, just there.
Yeah. I think your first contact is there, John, isn't it?
There.
On the left leg.
Unless,
And then I see
But the
what
fact
Jamie's
that-
saying.
The fact O'Reilly's foot hits Diamandi on the heel tells you that Diamandi's foot's maybe
think
down
it's contact.
first.
This may not be. Yep. Who'd be a
there.
referee?
Yeah.
Will they call him something? A good look at it.
Like, there's no doubt there's contact,
Yeah.
but is it caused by O'Reilly bringing his foot through, or is it caused by Diamandi?
Well, we'll find out in a few moments. He's still there at the VAR monitor.
It'll be a big call to
Yeah, it
to
will,
change.
won't it? So, let's see.
Or an even bigger one to ignore
Yeah.
what he's been told.
Of course. Yep. So let's wait to see what's the decision. Is it a penalty for Celtic? Here we'll find out now.
give it.
Oh, he's gave it.
It's a penalty to Celtic. So,
I think there was
Yep.
contact, and it's a slight contact, but Willie Collins had a real good look at that.
Yeah.
So has VAR, and they decided that Diamendi did clip O'Reilly's back foot.
John, you fancy taking that one?
Missed a couple of big ones. Well, scored a couple of big ones as well. But this man, listen, I don't want to put the
We'll
mockers
find
on
out
him,
in a
but-
moment. So, he said, 3 minutes though to wait. Jack Butland's off his line. Callum
But I keep
McGregor.
saying it.
Yep.
This is huge.
Yeah.
Shall they go 3-1 up there? With 10 men Rangers, there is no way back.
Jamie, we'll find out. So, Matt O'Reilly spots the ball.
Will he go down the middle like he did the last game?
What do you think?
I don't think so. I think
we'll
he'll
find
go
I
out.
don't think he thinks it again, surely.
So it's going to be left-footed, obviously, with Matt O'Reilly. Scored already. 54 minutes on the clock. Steps forward, 4 steps, and he's missed it.
That's a
Saved by
great
Jack
save.
Butland. He's just gone forward and dinked it again. Jamie Murphy.
I was on the side that it wasn't a penalty there, so it's a great save from Butland. You know, sometimes these things figure themselves out.
Not a good penalty.
The point was he waited a good 5 minutes to take that there
Yeah.
as well, which is never good.
We saw that in a game down south last week, didn't we, as well? Was it? Trying to remember which one it was. Anyway, John, what do you make of it? Huge save, maybe.
Huge save, not a good
Jack
penalty. A
Butland.
player,
Yeah.
Matt O'Reilly, already scored a really good goal in this game. But saying that, when a goalkeeper saves it, it's always deemed as a good save. But I think the penalty could have been better, could have struck it better.
I think one of the most relieved people in the stadium was probably Willie Collum, because now that doesn't get spoken about as much that he's missed it.
Indeed. Celtic come forward again. Ball played into James Forrest. Forrest out to O'Reilly. Right-footed into the box, but it cannons off of a Rangers player. It's going to be a throw-in. What a game of football this is. The
It
Go Radio
is,
Football
certainly
Show.
is.
Go Green Property. Paul Cooney. John Hartson. Jamie Murphy.
If you're Rangers, Paul, you're just wondering how can we get a little bit of pressure, because they have had none of the ball. You're 10 minutes in. Am I right, Jamie? They've
Yeah.
had no other than the Silva break where Maeda got back.
Yep.
Celtic are just, as they would be with 11 men.
Here comes Celtic again. Ball into the box. Headed away by Ben Davies, but it just falls to CCV, who heads it back into the box. Silva tries to win it, but it's Callum McGregor to Alistair Johnson. Johnson to McGregor. He's 25 yards out, plays it forward. Hatate, great chance there, but it's cleared. They were trying to thread it through, John, to James Forrest.
Yes, as I said, it's just very dominant. Celtic, they just camped in Rangers' defensive third. They're playing, they're moving, it looks very sharp. And at this rate, Paul, I can't see Rangers creating anything other than from a set piece.
I think they have to get another striker on. You know, take a leaf out of Rodgers' books. When Celtic go down to 10 men, he keeps 2 on the park, it goes 4-3-2.
Yeah.
I think Rangers have to have something to hit going forward. At the minute, they're just sitting at the edge of their own box.
And it's Carter Vickers now who's just shaping up to play it to Matt O'Reilly. O'Reilly to Forrest. Forrest plays it through, tries to get it for Hatate, but it goes all the way to Jack Butland. 56 and a half minutes gone in Glasgow. We're just seeing the penalty again. And are they just checking there? I don't know to say had the keeper move, but it was a great save by Jack Butland, and not the best. In fact, a poor one from Matt O'Reilly, who's been brilliant for Celtic.
A player of his
yeah.
quality, but listen, best players in the world on this penalty.
Yeah, that would have been his 16th goal of the season, John, and you were just about ready to get the flag up the flag being the title. So could the gods be smiling on Rangers? We'll find out. They're 10-man Rangers, Jamie.
Yeah, I mean, Rangers keep having this slim chance. It was a slim chance before the game. Yeah. It was a slim chance when it went to 2-0. A slim chance when they get a red card against them. A slim chance again when Celtic have missed a penalty. So they're still in it.
It's a slim Jamie Murphy, isn't it, John?
So, a couple of sausage rolls.
Yeah,
indeed.
John's made sure I fill myself up today.
We'll be in McGee's, I can assure you. Celtic now. Forward, up into the Rangers half. Great chance for Celtic. The crowd rise. Kyogo fell for him. It couldn't quite thread through, John. That was a real chance.
Yeah, it was. Alistair Johnson doing well. Tried to play in Kyogo. There's a little bit of scrumash with Kyogo, and I think it's Suter. I just see it here. Actually, it's with Davis.
Yeah. So doesn't quite fall for
Sterling,
him. John, does Celtic need to get another goal just now? With so much.
I just don't think they need to force it, Paul. Okay. They've got another sort of 33 minutes just to play and to be patient. No silly mistakes, and the goal will come. The opening will come.
Jamie, what's happening there? What was a check?
I think they were checking something there, as they always probably do. But
they love a VAR check in Scotland. We don't get this in England, do we? When you watch the games, not as much. You don't get it on the continent.
No, it seems to be a lot more, I don't know if automated, maybe. The procedures are a bit quicker. It takes a bit longer.
Too many school monitors doing it instead of just getting on with the game. Here comes Callum McGregor, 30 yards out, plays it left to Greg Taylor, left-footed, of course, to Matt O'Reilly. All three of them left-footed to each other. Plays it to Carter Vickers, right-footed down the right to Alistair Johnson. He's got Fabio Silva with him, so he plays it back to Callum McGregor. Fires it in, good shot. Save. Good save, Jack Butland.
Yeah, really well held from Jack Butland. Callum McGregor just fires it through a cluster of players, keeps it low. It's driven with lots of pace. Yeah, and I think Matt O'Reilly is ready to pounce, but Butland gathers it in well.
Rangers have to change something soon. They are, at the minute, they are just sitting waiting for Celtic to score. Yeah. They're getting shots and target at will. And Rangers aren't doing anything going forward. I think you need to really change it.
And you think that they, at least from a Rangers point of view, they've held on to 2-1 at the moment with, 13 minutes into the second half. So Daisen Maeda down the left, Japanese international, plays it to the Scotland top player. That's Callum McGregor. It falls. It's chance goal for Celtic. Is it going to be offside? That's why, offside. So
it certainly looked offside.
Yeah, looks like it. Not John?
Yeah, well, James Forrest tries a shot from about 30 yards out. Maeda, he just runs offside by about a yard. And it comes to, Maeda comes to Maeda. He finishes up really nice. He could have been 3-1, but yes, he's a yard offside.
Rangers changes. I can see Raskan is there. He's about to come on. Who else is coming on there? Jamie?
Yilmaz.
Yeah.
Yilmaz
it's Yilmaz as well. So Ridvan's coming on. That'll be for Barisic, Jamie for Barisic, probably.
Maybe you'd be surprised.
You did say
you'd be surprised if they don't move Silva up front. So Silva Dessers up front.
So it is there it's there.
You would think so.
You're right. So Raskan on for Lawrence and Yilmaz for Barisic. John, what are you thinking?
Well, it's fresh legs, isn't it? I think when you're chasing the ball, Paul, you're using up a lot of your energy. It's fresh legs, and me and Jamie slightly surprised that Cantwell hasn't featured yet.
Yeah,
I think you have to bring him on at some point if you're going to get a bit of creativity to win the game. Yeah. Rangers haven't really had the ball, and still surprised that they're only keeping the one up front. That's just kind of like for like subs.
So it's Celtic now 2-1 up, 60 minutes. The hour has come and gone, and it's Celtic 2-1 up against the 10-man Rangers. Celtic's first goal was Matt O'Reilly. The second was an own goal by John Lundstram. Rangers hit back through Cyril Dessers, and then just before half-time, in fact, moments later, John Lundstram was sent off for a poor tackle, bad tackle on Alistair Johnson. Celtic coming forward, edge of the box. Silva there, good tackle by Silva on Alistair Johnson. And Rangers try to play the ball out, but it's gone into...
He's played well, Silva.
Yeah, he has, hasn't he?
He's all-round game's been much better than it has been in recent months.
And Jamie, he created the Rangers goal.
He did, and he'd be disappointed he never scored that header early on in the game. That was a big moment.
I think he's been told as well. I think the players and the manager would have told him, look, cut out the nonsense, going over too easily, these type of things. You're a better player than that. Yeah. You don't want to be bringing that reputation on yourself, And he's been excellent today, I have to say that.
He certainly has been, and it's the The ball's in the Celtic half, actually. It's gone out of play, so Joe Hart, they waste no time as always. That's kind of Ange ball, get the ball back from the ball boys and girls very quickly. And now familiar at so many clubs, it's played out to Liam Scales. What a triumph this will be for Brendan Rodgers if they win today and win the title again. He sounded in great form at the media conference yesterday. It's been a tough season for him returning to Glasgow. It's not been a bed of roses, John.
No.
As not least going out of the League Cup early on. But here comes Celtic down the right. James Forrest gets round, gets past Ridvan, looks up, plays it left to his captain. He chips it for the far post. Too much on it, even for Dyson Maida.
Yeah, just going back to Brendan Rodgers there, Paul. I don't think he's got the credit from outside of Celtic as a football team. He wasn't nominated for any award this season. And as I mentioned, all he can go is make them people who decide these awards look very, very silly if Celtic go on and win the league. Brendan Rodgers have had a tough season, few ups and downs, but if he pulls this out of the bag and wins the title, different story.
Do you believe they are going ahead? They're on the way to retaining the title?
Well, if they win today, Paul, that's 6 points clear with 6 goals. That means they can draw their next 2 games and still win the title.
And if Rangers did win today, then you would imagine that the pendulum then swings. Just watching to see what's happening there on the far side of the ball, the referee has blown for a free kick. It's buts and maybes, but we'll know in the next half hour, won't we, Jamie, what's going to happen here. But this would be a huge, if Rangers could get even a draw.
A draw still gives you hope. Celtic got a tough away fixture at Kilmarnock midweek. On that Astro, anything can happen. So they just can't lose. They can't lose the game.
So
Celtic draw this game or lose this game, I'd be absolutely shocked, Paul. They are in absolute total control of this football match.
John, look at that. The action areas, Sky show you 50% of it is in the Rangers.
And it's very difficult for Rangers with 10 men, especially against such a good passing team like Celtic. They make angles. Players are always are available, moving into spaces. Players moving out to space. With Kyogo up top, O'Reilly pulling the strings. It would be a massive error if Celtic were to let Rangers back in this.
Here comes Celtic midway inside the Rangers half. 64 minutes gone. Callum McGregor out to the right. James Forrest into a lovely sweep there to O'Reilly into the box, but that was a poor crosser. That should have been better, John. It's going to be a throw in.
Yeah, he just tried to cut it back slightly. When if he'd played it straight along that 6-yard box, then he might have had a bit more joy. But look, he's just tried to cut it back for an oncoming sort of midfielder to come onto that ball. Yeah,
they're trying to claim for a handball off a Rangers defender. It's the kind of thing that in the past you would have thought nothing of. I don't think there is anything, and it's going to be a throw into Rangers.
Nothing intentional there.
James Tavernier. Thank you, John. On VAR, John Hartson.
You've never seen me on that, Paul. That's one thing I would have to turn down.
You'd never be allowed, John, I think.
I don't think so. No chance.
That's the Celtic legend, John Hartson. There was a push there on Hatate. Referee says just play on, and the ball goes all the way back to Joe Hart. Every minute that ticks by, Jamie, is probably good news for Rangers just now. In that, the Gulf didn't go to 3-1.
Yeah, well, they've got to 60 odd minutes and not conceded that. I'm sure that was their plan. But they're never going to score if Dessers is halfway inside their own half most of the game. So I still feel like they need to more going forward.
Your Celtic coming forward again, edge of the box. It's Matt O'Reilly, dinks it forward to Alistair Johnson, who just lobs it forward, looking for him, but Tavernier comes in, says no, take that, clears it, but only as far as CCV to Callum McGregor again into Kyogo, tries to get his shot away, but it comes back off a Rangers defender, only as far as Greg Taylor. Teasing ball there, which Ridvan clears. Going to be another corner kick, John. Celtic piling on the pressure.
Celtic just probing, just looking for that perfect pass. And if they keep doing this, it'll come. There are too many good players, too many spaces. It will come.
As they take a
just got
shot
to be
kick
patient.
To Alistair Johnson, to Reo Hatate. Hatate looks back up, plays it back to the Canadian international Johnson to Liam Scales, who's he got out on the left? gets to Maeda, but it doesn't. It's a good interception there by
Rangers have to do better going forward. The one or two times they have got it to maybe slide the ball down the side of Celtic.
This is also tiring Rangers as well. Just,
of course,
working ever so
James
hard
Forrest,
trying to get back
edge of the box, John. But he's got Silva with him. Is it another corner kick or a goal kick? We'll find out in a second. Yeah, Rangers, Celtic are tiring them out, I would imagine.
Yeah, there's just nothing going forward for Rangers at the minute, and that's obviously a problem. Being down in the game, Celtic are more than happy to just keep the ball. It just makes it more difficult for Rangers.
Celtic 2, Rangers 1. 67 minutes gone. Favourite number for the Celtic fans as Matt O'Reilly just lobs it forward. That's a bit of a wasted ball there into the arms of Jack Butland. Will Celtic make a change? Maybe James Forrest. I know Johnny's been terrific, but
well, you've got Kuhn, you've got Bernardo, you've got Palmer, you've got Ida. So there's plenty of options. Brendan keeps talking about options and variety of the ways he can play and the players. So he may well see it, Paul, in the last 20 minutes. He's not made the change up to now, but he may well make a change. You never know. The players are actually, the team that are out there now, though, they're dominating. Everybody's playing well. Everybody wants the ball.
That's their top team at the moment, isn't it?
Absolutely, yes.
Remember Celtic up against 10-man Rangers. John Lundstram sent off just before half-time. Here comes James Forrest, far side, 20 yards from the touchline, 25 yards.
What a good game he's had as well,
Hasn't
Forrest.
He? James Forrest, showing his experience and also the way he probes Rangers and did, especially in the first half. The ball just, as John said, Celtic are probing Rangers. They're not teasing them because Rangers are very much in it, but it's mainly Celtic trying to get goal number 3. They're 2-1 ahead at the moment. Scales plays it to O'Reilly. In fact, it's cleared. So, chance here. Deserts down the right-hand channel. Carter Vickers goes with him. There's no Rangers players in sight. There is now. There's Ross McCausland, the sub, and he just chips it forward, comes off the head of Callum McGregor. It falls. Chance for Rangers, but it's cleared then. And that was a chance. Jamie Murphy almost fell for McCausland.
That's the first time Rangers have been in Celtic's box this half. Dessers does well holding it up. He tries to play a ball through. Ends up at McCausland, and it's just a good interception by Celtic, but at least they're getting up there.
Hit that on the volley. Is there half a chance, maybe when it comes down?
You're down to 10 men, you're maybe going to need a wonder goal out of nowhere to get back in the game, so you may as well hit it.
Celtic are going to bring on Ida in a moment or two. He's just warming up. As Rangers now in possession. Silva does well there, dispossesses AJ, tries a shot, it's over the top. But John, he's carrying a threat.
It's real poor defending from Johnson. I don't know whether he is a little bit hurt and limping slightly. Just looking at Davids' handball earlier on. But again, Silva running inside, hits it. It's way over the bar, but I don't think he should get into that position in the first place.
Alistair Johnson there clutching.
Look, that's what I mean. Maybe he was struggling with that injury. That's why Silva came inside.
Yeah. Would you bring on Anthony Ralston at this point? I see Nicholas Kuhn is warming up as well. So,
I think he will bring on, because why would he change the back four? Sure. Why would he change the position? Alistair Johnson up again walking.
Yeah.
He's got us all thinking, is he injured? Is he not injured? Or what's happening?
So, Celtic 2-1 up against 10-man Rangers. And remember, Celtic missed a penalty, or it was saved by Jack Butland, Matt O'Reilly, early in this second half. 70 minutes have gone as Carter Vickers to Scales. Scales looks up, plays it, and that's a poor ball to Callum McGregor, who is dispossessed. Yeah, he's getting booked. And that was a touch. That was, and he's having words there with a Rangers player. John, that was needless, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was, and Callum McGregor ends up pulling Raskin's shirt. It's definitely a booking. But again, uncharacteristically, it's a poor touch, and you don't really want to be giving Rangers any encouragement, Paul. And the last 2 or 3 minutes, they've got up the pitch and played in Celtic's half.
They have indeed. Callum McGregor, he's Celtic's third player to be booked. 2 in the first half, Maeda, Hatate, and now, of course, as they make the subs, Kyogo going off, Ida is on, Forrest off, Nicholas Kuhn is on. A couple of really good players, especially Ida. Nicholas Kuhn is he's getting better, John.
Yeah, Kuhn for Forrest, and like for like, if you like, on that right-hand side. Kuhn carries a lot of pace, and obviously Ida, we know his threat, coming on for Kyogo, just tired slightly towards the end of the game. He's had opportunities today, not quite looked as sharp as he normally does, but Ida is in there now, and he'll be told to run in behind and tire the Rangers defence out.
Just gone 2 o'clock. Don't know why I said that, Jamie, but it is. You lose track of time in these Old Firm derbies. 2-1 Celtic. What are you thinking Rangers-wise now?
I still think they need to do something different. They haven't done anything out of the ordinary in the second half. They've just really let Celtic have the ball in their half. They're putting a ball forward now and again for Silva or Dessers, and they're getting on the end of 1 out of 3 or 4 of them. So it's not been enough going forward, and I think Rangers really have to go for it now.
Jamie Murphy watching it with me, Paul Cooney and John Hartson. We're watching it on Sky. We're with Go Green Property. It's certainly a sunny afternoon here in Glasgow. Pitch looks perfect, and as Adam Ida gets his first touch, of course he scored the third goal to put Celtic 3-2 ahead a month ago at Ibrox, before Rabbi Matondo, who's not featuring today, equalised. Here comes Celtic down the right. Nicholas Kuhn, his first touch. Who's with him? There's a slip there. It's still Kuhn. Chance for him. Left-footed. Still chance for him. Fires a shot. Rebounds off Rangers player. That was good play. It's going to be a corner.
Yeah, he makes an impact straight away. Comes inside. Brilliant. Great feet. Goes again. And it's a good. Comes across. Trying to cut it back across Butland's goal. Out for the corner. Really positive from Kuhn.
Good play, isn't it?
Good play. Good block again by Davis.
Yeah.
He's done well since.
Put his body in the line there, didn't he, Jamie? Right corner to Celtic.
Celtic, I feel, not need a third, but they'd like a third goal, just to to clear up any sort of potential sort of Rangers set pieces. Might get a goal back. Certainly, they would love a third goal, Paul, to put the game completely to bed.
Moral victory.
Yeah, we're right. Alistair Johnson's
you got it.
Gone
That's
off.
I was pointing for you.
End,
That's
gone
it.
Off.
Yep. Is the manager listening to you, do you think, John? Has he got the headset on?
I was surprised that Alistair Johnson actually came out for the second half. He looked really struggling. He walked down the tunnel at half time. It was a really nasty tackle he took to his shin. Potential leg breaker, by the way. It really was. But, he showed good spirit. He wanted to come out for the second half, but he hasn't lost it. Yeah. He's clearly in pain.
Jamie Murphy, you don't want to come off in this game, do you? If you can.
No, you're hiding an injury if you can, but if it gets to that point where it's affecting your game and you're maybe a hindrance to the team, then you've got to come off.
And Anthony Ralston, who has, in fact, the Rangers making Silva going off now. Yes, Silva is off. And Scott Wright coming on. You did say he might come on. I mean, he started the game a month ago, but we haven't really seen him much since.
He's got a bit of pace about him that he can get in behind, but, still same formation, still no second striker up there.
Jamie Murphy pointing out that's what they will need. 2-1 Celtic, 74.5 minutes gone. Right, here it is. Rio Hatate, right-footed into the box, punched away by Butland. Yeah, there's been a bit of pushing, bit of shoving. It's crazy these days, isn't it? Actually, in England, is it even worse, John, do you think, at corner kicks? The amount of pushing, shoving and...
Well, so they're all getting flagged up for it now, aren't they? It's not like the old days where you could block a little bit more.
You could slam into Craig Moore.
Hey, the other way round, more like.
Jamie, what do you think?
I'm sure he's had more than a few tussles.
Yeah, the two of them did, and they're great on Tuesday nights here often the Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. So Callum McGregor plays it back to Joe Hart. There's not been much football in the last 6 or 7 minutes. The momentum has gone out of the game. We've had the subs coming on.
Rangers trying to press high, Paul, which I don't. They have to try and get back in the game, but if Celtic can get through, break them lines, and then they're away. They're away, Celtic. Rangers will have too many men forward, couldn't get back.
Clip there on Callum McGregor, and it's going to be a free kick. And it was silly, I hear Chris Sutton in the background there on Sky saying it. Silly by Diamondi. Right, Celtic back underway to Cameron Carter-Vickers up towards the halfway line. What are the options? Nicholas Kuhn is on the far right. Rio Hatate free in the middle. He plays it to Anthony Ralston, Scotland squad member, who hasn't had much game time this season at all, John, has he?
No, I think Alistair Johnson's held that position down really well, and I think he's just slightly the more commanding in that right back position. But take nothing away from Anthony Ralston. He's never let anybody down, Paul, at Celtic.
Here come Celtic. The ball whipped out to the right. Strange kind of ball there to Ralston, but he is quick, picks it up, looks infield, plays it to Cameron Carter-Vickers. Short pass, triangular to McGregor. McGregor to Scales. He looks up. He's got Kuhn on the right, but he's looking down the left channel here, and he finds Dyson Maeda, who's been quiet in the second half for a while. Plays it, great ball, whipped in, and comes off of Dujon Sterling. It's going to be a corner kick.
Yeah, Maeda again, rather than come inside there, he's drawn round the outside, tried to play in with his left foot, but Sterling came across, clears the danger. Another corner for Celtic. How many have they had today?
Wow.
Must be up near 20, I'm sure it is.
We'll check the stats if we can. In other words, I'll watch to see it come up on the screen here at Sky. The goals, 2-1 Celtic, and have missed a penalty, and also Rangers 10 men, Lundstram off. So, Celtic, but Hatate loses out. He doesn't want to do anything silly here because he's already on a yellow card, and it's a good run forward. A great run. In fact, brilliant run. A chance across, he should have come in. What happened there, Jamie?
He thought he had McGregor for pace, you know, and what is he? A few inches, few feet away for just getting that final touch, and McGregor has to foul him.
Scott Wright.
But McGregor does brilliant to get back. Showing real captain's qualities here and never giving up.
It's Hatate with a mistake.
Yeah.
Again, sloppy with passing.
And John, if he tugs a jersey, whatever, he could be off. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely, yeah. Absolutely. So, well, that's a foul when you do that, when you pull a player back.
He didn't, but if he did, right. Ridvan's going to take it. Dezers is up there. McCausland's in there. Close up in those two, Carter Vickers and Dezers. Here it is, left-footed to the far post, punched away by Joe Hart. It's going to be another corner for Rangers, far side, where the Green Brigade are. We can see them there.
This is where you need your keeper, Paul, to be big and strong and come out and punch the ball away like he did then.
Yep.
You know.
Let's see, corner kick. Some of them there with the tops off. I didn't know it was that hot. Let's keep them on here in the studio.
Fans don't throw anything. I'm just seeing a couple
I think James Tavernier is saying there's some things on the pitch. This is John Ware, your old team. I mean, the fans, nothing to do with the players.
There's really no need for that.
He's handing some items that have been thrown on to Willie Collum. Willie Collum looks, notes what they are, puts them off the play. Don't know. There's still some stuff coming down.
Bottles being thrown in the past and things. There's no need for it.
Right footed, whips it in, headed away. Looks as though it could be another corner, but no, it's still in play. Falls to Tavernier. Tavernier, edge of the box. Can he get a shot away? He's looking for options. Plays it, just lobs it forward. But Jamie, that was a chance for them.
It was. He kind of got caught in between the two of crossing it or shooting, and it's an easy catch for Joe Hart.
Poor clearance by Celtic there, and I think they've lost possession. Yeah, I think so, John. That could have been a hot spot for Celtic with the fans there, where the Green Brigade are. I mean, this is stupid.
There is really no need for that. You know, we've seen things being thrown on before, but you know, this just uncalled for. It's really uncalled for.
John, I think you'd welcome that Hatate to go off to Moki Awata coming on because the yellow card.
I think Awata as well. Not only the yellow card, I think Awata will be a bit more disciplined, and he won't want to go forward as much as maybe Hatate. And that's what Celtic need now. They need to be disciplined in this last, 11 minutes plus added time.
Yeah, John, you're just over 10 minutes away from, with added time, Celtic could be 6 points clear. But there could be another goal. You never know. Could be at either end. We said that in the first half. We get another two. High ball to the far post. Looks as though it could go out to play, or is it still in? It's going to be a throw-in as the flag. Raskin puts the... runs into the corner flag.
Somebody else will put it in.
It's going to be, I think so. And there's people to do that.
Just threw it back down.
Yeah. I'll tell you, Celtic want to keep the ball away from that area and not to have any nonsense down there. So Celtic 2, Rangers 1. 80 minutes on the clock. The Go Radio Football Show. Paul Cooney, John Hartson and Jamie Murphy. 3 points in it and 5 goals at the start of the game. And if it finishes like this, and that's a big if, it would be 6 points and 6 goals.
Celtic will only have to draw the last 2. 6 goals as well is big at this stage of the season, but listen, there's nothing done here yet.
Sure. I was only saying. As
I've learned in the past, Paul, you know, I normally jump forward, but listen, it's as you go, I just try to stay in the moment at the minute.
I know. Any helicopters around there?
Oh, nothing
Gary,
like that,
not today. And let's wait to see what happens. So the pace has gone out of the game for a while, hasn't it, with all the subs, Jamie, and you know, every minute that goes on without another goal against Rangers keeps them in the game.
And it's just shooting Celtic down to the ground at the minute. Even if Rangers do score now, is a draw that bad for Celtic? No. But The fact Rangers haven't had more of a go in the last 10 minutes, 15 minutes of this second half it's been really disappointing.
I think Rangers would absolutely be delighted with the goal now.
Yeah, sure.
From where they've been, with 10 men to play 45 minutes with 10 men.
Here's Rangers.
And then having a right go. You just wonder why they didn't come out from the second half and have a go like this. Last 5 or 6 minutes they played in Celtic's half. They've got balls in the box. They've won free kicks. They've won a corner. They're putting a bit of pressure on Celtic, who will get a little bit nervy towards the end of the game.
John, it doesn't look like 11 versus 10 at the moment, does it? You don't see the advantage.
Not at the minute, because Rangers have had a real go in the last 5 or 6 minutes. They forced Celtic into making a few mistakes. But that's a free kick from Raskin on McGregor. Let Celtic get up the pitch, lets them get out.
So here's Iwata to Carter Vickers. Forward to Matt O'Reilly. Up over the halfway line, he's got Nicholas Kuhn on the right. That's where he plays it back, comes in and whipped into the box. Great chance for Celtic, but it's easily picked up. He just couldn't get.
Idar just missed it, misjudged it. It's come right at his feet. It just hits him. He's not ready. He's got to sort his feet out a bit better, that Idar.
So Rangers now coming forward. Scott Wright's looked lively, hasn't he? And referee says that Iwata, the tackle, is given a free kick to Rangers. 7 minutes to go, plus stoppage. Just seeing the chance a few moments ago that Ida missed. Ball into the box.
Really
a couple of players on him.
I'm not sure if he expected such a brilliant ball in.
Awkward height for him, though, isn't it? Being so tall. And Kemar Roof's come on for Rangers. So
it's just a swap of a player.
So it isn't two up front. It's
not changed shape.
For
Not
Cyril
done
Deserts.
anything different. Staying with one up front. I mean, the Rangers really have to go for it, and they've took their main striker on.
So Kemar Roof, who we haven't seen much of, injury-plagued few seasons, as Rangers come forward, head the ball into the box. It's just knocked away by Greg Taylor. Chance, and it cannons off Celtic player. Is that Callum McGregor who's gone down? Is it?
No, he's back up anyway.
Cameron Carter-Vickers. Celtic not clearing their lines here. John, the Celtic fans, they'd be getting frustrated. I know it's all forgotten. If it finishes 2-1, but
Rangers, it's more like Rangers are having a real go, as Jamie said. They've not changed tactics or in terms of they've changed personnel, but they've had a real go, and I'm surprised that they never did that right from the off. Celtic have stopped sort of being dominant and controlling the ball. They give the ball away. I think Celtic look a little bit nervy, although they're up against 10 men and they've got the lead. And naturally so, you sit back as the game is going on. The closer you come to the end of the game, you naturally just drop a little bit.
And John, that happened in the Aberdeen Cup semi-final, didn't it?
That's right.
Deep into normal time, they lost a goal, and also stoppage time as well. As they come forward,
times.
Here's Ida. Great chance there, but it's
back to Kuhn.
Should have played it to
Kuhn, who was the oncoming midfield player. You can see it here. He does well initially. Brilliant pace from Ida. Just pull it back. Kuhn's got a great opportunity there.
Wanted Maida as well. There was a chance, Jamie. But it's going to be a corner kick to Celtic. 6 minutes, 5.5 minutes plus stoppage remaining. So the next goal, absolutely decisive. If it's for Celtic, here it goes. Left-footed, whipped in, straight into the hands. Too close, Jamie, wasn't it, to the keeper? That was pretty easy.
That's the last thing you want when you're taking a corner late in the game, is to give it to the other team's goalkeeper. Rangers haven't done much with it, but you try to avoid the goalkeeper at all costs when you're taking the corner.
I wouldn't want my two centre-backs up there now at this stage.
No.
I'd keep them back. Scales and Carter Vickers. I'd keep them back, and just in case Rangers, Butland comes with the ball and he can put one of the Rangers players through with a long kick.
We saw a close-up of Brendan Rodgers there, and I wonder if he's a little bit frustrated with just some of the way they play, having dominated for much of the game, not at the moment. But here comes Celtic, well up over the halfway line. Nicholas Kuhn, left-footed, looks up, takes his time, plays it to Iwata. Iwata out to the right to Ralston. Ralston slides it through, knocked into the box. Great chance for Ida. John, yet again, he can't connect.
O'Reilly with a perfectly good ball in, plays it first time, just swivels Ida a little bit on his toes, tries to get across Davis, but Davis does well to block that.
Jamie Murphy, good play by Davies.
Yeah, he's actually played really well. He's been the one at the back for Rangers who's got in the way of things, put his body on the line. Obviously he's on the losing team at the minute, but you'll be encouraged by that performance.
I think Brendan Rodgers will be absolutely delighted if Celtic can go on and win this game. Ideally, Celtic could have done with a third just to make it a little bit less nervy for the supporters, if you like.
Which it is at the moment, but Celtic, the break of the ball comes with them. They're still trying to clear it. Ralston plays it back to Carter Vickers, to his goalkeeper Joe Hart. He's a bit slow on the ball. What's he trying to do? It's one of those ones where Joe Hart was just a bit too slow to clear, but he has cleared it now. John, you're smiling.
There's 60,000 fans in the stadium. We're all having
goalkeepers make people nervous, don't they?
Don't they? Here's Maida down the left for Celtic. He makes Rangers nervous. I would imagine he wins a corner kick. It's this thing about just boot the ball up the park.
Yeah, late on in the game.
Yeah.
You can see what he's trying to do. He's trying to take it on his left foot and pass it with his right, but Kemar Roof almost reads it and takes it off him.
Kemar Roof could have been a hero for Rangers. He still could be. 3 minutes remaining plus. Wonder how many minutes will be added. 5 minutes? 20? What do you think? It's the old gag. How long do you need?
I know.
Let's see what happens. It's Greg Taylor down, plays it in. Celtic 2-1 up on 10-man Rangers. Clip
dive.
there. Is it a dive? Yep. So Greg Taylor says that was a dive. So cameras are on Brendan Rodgers. So he looking to go 6 points clear. And if Rangers equalise, that you're right, Jamie. You said this 20 minutes ago. That would not be the worst for Rangers now to keep it at 3 points with 2 games to go. You're right.
No,
it's
still
in it.
Still a little bit of hope. You know, tough game again on the Astro on Wednesday.
That's stupid.
It's not ideal, but would Rangers accept it now?
This just gives Tavernier an opportunity to put a quality
And what happened,
ball.
John? Let's explain. So it was Maida, wasn't it?
It just comes across, and I think it was it another foul?
Yep, Callum McGregor there that time.
Oh, this must just frustrate Brendan Rodgers.
I thought a few minutes ago, John, I said it here on Go. He looked a little bit frustrated. This is not the game plan. Listen, they'll forget it if they win, but if they lose a goal here...
He'd have wanted Celtic to be in control and to score a third goal. That's what he would have wanted. But if they can get through and win the game, he'd be just as delighted.
Rangers' ball was a poor one, so it's cleared for Celtic. Coming up into the Rangers half, it's Kuhn. Plays it to Maida. Great chance for Maida. Must score. And he has scored. Dyson Maida, 89 minutes. 3-1. Are they looking? The linesman's flag is up, so this is going to be VAR. It's strange now, isn't it? You just don't know what to do.
How close is this? Yeah, he's offside. What a decision by the lino. Well, the lino gets told by the VAR.
Right.
But it's a great finish anyway.
Wow.
Maeda peels away, takes us on his chest. He smashes it past Jack Butland, but he's a yard offside. Good decision.
It's a good ball from Kuhn as well. He's done well since he came on.
Yeah, he has. Isn't he? Great energy. Well, as he would have coming on after 70 minutes. But he's also cut it in well. And that time it was he did down the right. 1 minute remaining plus the stoppage. So is that a lifeline for Rangers? Or is it hope for Celtic to go and get a third? 2-1 to Celtic at the moment. As Rangers now come forward. Edge of the Celtic box.
Celtic have to get every player now goal side.
Yeah. Don't do anything silly, John's what you're thinking.
Yeah, I mean, it does as well. Got to keep the ball better there, gives it away.
And this is Rangers coming down the right. Ross McCausland, the ball still in play, but play on, says the referee. Chance here for Rangers, but it's cleared there by Celtic. Jamie, that was tight.
It was tight. McCausland does really well. He keep the ball in. And he comes inside. It's just a poor pass from right at the end.
Celtic 2, Rangers 1 that's the 90 minutes have come and gone. Just watching, Gary's looking to see what was on the scoreboard. The cameras, 7 minutes added. John?
Well, yeah, I think every substitute has been used, and obviously, listen, I'd rather it be one, but then we've got to deal with it.
Jamie, Rangers forward, 7 minutes to go. Ross McCausland in towards the Celtic box, fires it in. It's cleared, but it's still just at the edge of the box. 10-man Rangers throwing everything now at Celtic to get the equaliser. But Adam Ida is back defending, and so too is Dyson Maida, and the ball goes out of play. So 6.5 minutes gone, John.
I think Celtic shouldn't allow this to happen. Just keep the ball, and they've just gone further back and back and back, which is frustrating everybody in the stadium.
Because they dominated.
The opportunities they've created in the second half, they failed to score another goal. Which again, when there's only one goal in it, it's very. What's the word I'm looking for?
Fortuitous.
Maybe.
Yeah,
That's the
let's
one.
just
That
go
was
for that one,
definitely the
John.
one.
Yeah. John Hartson.
I'm getting all tight myself here, Paul.
Just under 6 minutes to go here in the Old Firm derby. Second last of the season. That's a poor ball. Celtic wasteful. So it's picked up by Ridvan. Does well. He's got options down the left. Cuts inside. Still Ridvan. He's covered 40 yards. Plays to Tavernier. Tavernier back to Ridvan. Is he going to have a shot? He is having a shot, but it's 4 yards wide. Rangers on it just now.
He's done really well there to win the ball and drive forward. I think he's actually getting a corner out of it because I'm not sure my left back shooting for 35 yards is the way forward.
Sure.
But they've got a corner out of it.
Corner kick to Rangers. It's going to be taken by Ridvan down at the Rangers end. Is that
Butland.
Jack Butland coming up as well?
Yeah.
He's coming up for a glory moment. Joe Hart tried to get his at the Cup semi-final.
I'd get my Ada now on the halfway line.
Okay, get ready for the break. Wow. So Rangers have everyone up. Jack Butland going to the far post. Iwata is with him. Left-footed. Ridvan in. Butland goes for it, but he goes down in a heap as Maida gets the ball, but he's not as far forward as you wanted it, John, and it's going to be a throw-in to Celtic.
That's about the only
thing
thing.
Rangers.
Butler then nearly got his head on the ball.
That's about the only thing this game's missing is a goalkeeper doing something like that.
Say, still time. There's 4.5 minutes to go. So it's Rangers coming forward. The 2-1 down. 10 man. But you wouldn't really know that in the last 10 minutes or so. But here's a chance for Celtic. It's for Ida. Ida is 2 against 1. It's Ida. Still Ida into the box. Ida! And he pulls it wide.
Really
John
well.
Hartson.
He does really well. He was really, really positive.
Yep. John?
He's taken on, I think it's Ridvan he's taken on, or Yilmaz, sorry.
Yeah.
And it's a great effort. He just pulls it past the post. But he was really, really... People could say that's a chance, but he created the chance himself.
Jamie, you can't take your eyes off this for a second. There's 93 minutes gone, 4 minutes to go. What is going to happen? Is there another goal in it?
Well, you'd think if Rangers don't score, then Celtic should score in the counter. Rangers
you
only
have to
leaving 1 or
credit
2
them
back.
in a way, Paul. They're so positive. They want to go for the third. They're not sitting back, holding on to their lead. And that's the way Celtic generally type of play. They can drive you mad. They can make you really nervous. But they are looking for a third goal rather than just keeping it and frustrating Rangers.
So it's Celtic now in possession, deep inside the Rangers half, but Iwata maybe too long in the ball there, and they're playing it back the way. What's the point of putting the pressure back to the back four? I'm not sure, John, you'll know much more than me, certainly. Jamie will have his view as well. Here comes Celtic.
We just want them to win the goal, keep the ball.
Of course, but there's a poor pass from Callum McGregor. It's picked up by Raskan. Raskan looks up and he sees Ridvan has it now, midway inside his own half. Left-footed, looking for Ross McCausland, and he catches Ross McCausland. McCausland now down, heading for the byline, whips it back.
It's a poor ball.
Poor ball, wasn't it?
It's a chance to get the ball into the back post. There's 2 or 3 of them at the back post there, and he hits the front post.
3 minutes remaining. In fact, 2 minutes 45 seconds of the derby. Celtic 2, Rangers 1. There could be another goal. So let's see what happens here. Rangers now in possession. Whipped it into the box, looking for the head of, I don't know who was looking for there.
It's a brilliant header. See the Carter Vickers or Ralston.
Here comes Celtic, Ida. 1-on-1.
Really
Sterling did well there, didn't he? Good pace this late in the
He's the
game.
man you want for a one-on-one battle.
So Rangers now coming forward. It's like a basketball game at the moment, isn't it? In the last few moments, swinging from end to end. Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property as Greg Taylor, who's worked so hard, John. You know what, I'm going to ask both of you, who's man of the match? Let's not do it yet, because, if somebody pops up for Celtic, if it was a Matt O'Reilly or whatever, or if somebody pops up for Rangers, it could be the name still to be written. Under 2 minutes, 1:45 to go. Celtic up over the halfway line. Is that Anthony Ralston? Ralston, has he got the legs for Ridvan? No, he just lost the ball. Poor play. And it goes all the way back to Jack Butland. Butland now up, thumps it up deep into the Celtic half, goes all the way, comes off the head of Kemar Roof, looking to bring in McCausland, comes off the head of Greg Taylor, and it's going to be a throw-in. 95 minutes 37 seconds. Celtic leading the derby 2-1. So do or die again for Rangers, isn't it, really? For you, Jamie?
They've got to commit bodies forward. Minute or 2 to go. You can see Davies getting himself up into the box here. They just need the ball to fall to someone.
1 minute.
Couple of minutes.
1 minute and 5 seconds to go as the ball's played back. Out comes Jack Butland. Butland, left-footed, high, into the Celtic half. Goes all the way down towards the touchline. It's just bouncing there as Tony Ralston gets it, plays it upfield. It's not classic at the moment, is it? As O'Reilly offside.
Touch that one from O'Reilly.
Yeah. 40 seconds to go, John.
Yeah, well, Celtic just got to defend strong here. It's just Rangers just getting it, hoofing it into the Celtic box. Celtic got to stand strong. There you go. Came out roof for the header. Carter Vickers, who's been brilliant today. My man of the match anyway, Cameron Carter-Vickers.
Hard to argue with that.
A Rangers throw in.
A throw in. There's 15 seconds to go. Taken quickly. So it's Celtic, but it's a poor ball. What's the Water playing it the wrong? He's played it the wrong way, John. As Ridvan down the left. It's Ridvan Yilmaz. Does well. Gets round a Celtic player. Looks up. Plays it out to the right for McCausland, who heads it down. We've played the 97 minutes. Plays it back to Raskan. This could be the last chance. Plays it into the far post. It's headed away. Still Rangers piling on the pressure. And a tussle down there still. Fired into the box again and headed away by Callum McGregor. That's it. Celtic 2, Rangers 1, 6 points in it and 6 goals. John Hartson.
Oh, Paul, what a... Celtic should have got more goals, but brilliant. That's probably won them the league, I'll say it now. They need 2 draws from their last 2 games. It's been a valiant effort from Rangers, but listen, I'm going to say now, it's over. I would have said earlier on, Paul, not quite twists and turns, all this, never cut and dry. It's over now. Congratulations to Celtic, you league winners.
It's hard to argue. I mean, for Rangers to come back in the league from this, it's going to be almost impossible. But, you know, with 10 men in the second half, they gave everything they had. I'd have liked him to have been a bit more attacking last half an hour of the game, maybe put another striker on, another forward player. But yeah, in the end, everything changed after that red card.
John, your man of the match there, Cameron Carter-Vickers. Matt O'Reilly must have pushed him hard for that.
I could have gone Matt O'Reilly, even though he missed a penalty. He was exceptional. But I thought Cameron Carter-Vickers, I don't know about you, Jamie, I thought he stood strong all game. Looked very good in possession, calm as you like. And Celtic have held out. I say held out, they could have scored more goals. Rangers, in fairness, put a little bit of pressure on them in the second half. Worked exceptionally hard with 10 men. Very difficult. Celtic have run out probably quite comfortable winners in the end today.
They're enjoying the moment, as you would imagine. Celtic are going to be champions again. Is that 3 in a row, John? It's going to be for your old team.
I believe so. Yeah. I think it would be an absolute travesty. It would be a miracle if Celtic weren't to get 2 points from their last couple of games.
Yeah.
They could even afford to lose one, Paul, and draw one. Yeah. If but for me, another fantastic season.
John,
all right, it's not meant. It's not mathematically over yet, but it looks like Celtic now. As I said, it would be a monumental travesty if Celtic was to lose the league now.
Nice touch there. Brendan Rodgers is on the pitch. So too is Philippe Clement, and they're shaking hands with both sets of players, Jamie. It's good to see.
Yeah, as much as it pains you, you have to congratulate the other team when they beat you. It's how it should be done, no matter who you're playing against, no matter what the game. But yeah, you can see the disappointment in Clement and the Rangers players' faces. Just probably how the game went. Conceding 2 goals is poor, but to get right back in it and then lose it from there, it's hard.
0808 17 17 700. You can take a quick break. John, you've done brilliantly there. You too, Jamie. We're going to stay on till 3 and we'll take some calls. 0808 17 17 700. Celtic win 2-1.
The Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. Start a new career as an estate agent. Call 0141 374 0409.
Let's go!
When it comes to selling your home at Go Green Property, our aim is to get you the best possible results. And how do we do this? Simple, by giving you the best possible advice. From expert insights on preparing your home for selling to sharing our advice on the local property market. At Go Green Property, it's our job to achieve the best possible price as quickly as possible. Sell your home with Go Green Property. Call Glasgow 374 0409. When it comes to selling your home at Go Green Property, our aim is to get you the best possible results. And how do we do this? Simple, by giving you the best possible advice. From expert insights on preparing your home for selling to sharing our advice on the local property market. At Go Green Property, it's our job to achieve the best possible price as quickly as possible. Sell your home with Go Green Property. Call Glasgow 374 0409.
The Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. Get your home ready for the market with help from their team of experts.
Let's go!
Paul Cooney, Jamie Murphy, and John Hartson, who is, as you would imagine, as a Celtic legend, delighted that Celtic have won the Old Firm derby today, 2-1. It was quite a game. We had a penalty saved. We had an own goal. We had a terrific opening goal from Celtic. John Lundstram, the second one, and then he was sent off. Dezer's moment as well. But look, we can look at all of them, John. Overall, though, this season, it's going to be a title for Celtic, and they've now got to be thinking double as well. But today, absolutely massive for your old football club.
Absolutely huge. It was all about getting the 3 points. Yes, we can talk about chances, we can talk about the sending off, we can talk about anything. There'll be an inquest into the game, what happened, whether Lundstram has let his team down by getting sent off. Rangers were looking quite strong in the first half, coming back from 2 goals down. Dessa's getting them back in it. But then with 10 men, it became increasingly difficult for Rangers. Came back towards the end, had a real good go. Clement made some changes.
Just seeing Ronnie Dyler there, in front, I can see, of Kenny Hockey there. There's Ronnie Dyler. Sorry, John, to jump in, but
he won
a couple of titles.
He did win a couple of titles, but it's not about him. It's about Celtic today, and it's about Brendan Rodgers and his team. And ultimately today, Paul, it could have been a scrappy 1-0. It was all about Rangers coming to try and get back in the title race and beating Celtic, and they couldn't do it once again. So it's a brilliant 3 points. Celtic are now, what are they, 6 goals in front and 6 points in front. It will be an absolute disaster now if Celtic lose this title.
Yep, so Celtic on 87 points, Rangers on 81. Celtic goal difference is 59, Rangers 52. So that was me, John. So it's 7 actually. Yeah, that was my arithmetic, John. It wasn't you. Jamie, what are you thinking? What might have been this afternoon, maybe?
That's the thing that Rangers fans will be thinking. They'll be thinking from a place of such disappointment, going 2-0 down to then getting the goal back and having a bit of hope, and then Lundstram getting sent off kills the game, really. Difficult to come back with 10 men. Still thought they'd make more of a go of it maybe in the second half, but it was just too difficult to come back from.
I think if Celtic draw at Kilmarnock takes them to 88. Rangers win their next 2 games, takes them to 87. Celtic need a draw at Kilmarnock to eclipse another league title.
Your old team would want to go and win at Kilmarnock, given what Kilmarnock have done against Celtic this season, because that was part of the story, John, wasn't it? Brendan Rodgers back in, everyone said, lots of people said, wow, what a coup to get him back.
Excellent. And there was times in the season, Paul, where Rangers were really having a good go. They went on a brilliant run. The players had responded to Philippe Clement. They'd done excellently well, and they had a bad spell. They went out to Europe to Benfica. They lost away to Ross County. They dropped points at a major stage of the season, the business end of the season. Celtic have capitalised. They've beaten Rangers this season 3 times and drawn once. So they've been quite dominant against their big opponents, and it looks like they have been dominant again, which they have been now for a number of years.
Sure have been. Celtic fans, what are you thinking? 0808 17 17 700. We might have time to squeeze in a couple of calls before we go. 0808 17 17 700, or you can WhatsApp us there or join the conversation at Go Football Show. Many Celtic fans saying there's a Mark on, for example, he's there with Kieran and Stephen. Congratulations to Celtic, well done, and will the board invest in the summer? And we saw Dermot Desmond there alongside the chairman Peter Lawwell, and the Celtic fans will want better next season, John, in terms of how the money is spent and the players coming in, because some players will probably go.
Yeah, possibly. Paul, Celtic have always done that. If they get 20 million or whatever for Matt O'Reilly or Carter Vickers, or any one of the other players. I think Celtic are in a position where they let players go, and then they sort of build again, and they get the right players in to replace them ones. We saw Jota go last season. We've seen Kieran Tierney move a couple of years ago. If the offers come in for players, I don't think Celtic have ever been in a position or wanted to stop players go. So I think Brendan Rodgers will need a little bit of help, especially going into the Champions League. What a boost that is as well, financially, and obviously playing at that level. And Celtic will need help. They'll need some more quality players in certain positions. That is a job for the manager. He'll have a rest. He'll put his feet up in the summer, and no doubt about it, they'll come back and they'll want to be champions again next season.
Jamie, this was it's not one day, it was a £40 million game, but that's what's at stake with the title, which looks as though it'll be going or staying at Celtic. For Rangers, it was always going to be a big summer as well. The question will be, how do they spend it? How much have they got to spend? We don't know the answer there, but this is it's a huge blow not to win the title.
Yeah, that was the ultimate aim, was to win the league. Clement coming in, you'd have said it was too far out of their reach, but they've done that well over the past few months that there was a chance, and it's gone down till this last Old Firm game. Ultimately disappointing in the end to not win it, but you know, it's a big summer for Rangers now. Clement's first summer transfer window. We can bring in his own players, get rid of a few that he's maybe not having, and then move on and try again next year.
Billy's been on saying it hurts because it was in Rangers' hands 3 weeks ago, and that inexplicable few days, the Ross County result, and then Dundee.
It was, and that's the thing that the Rangers fans will have to take. The game at home against Mullow as well was another one that springs to mind. These are games that they probably should have won, and then it doesn't come down to this. So, like I said, ultimately disappointing. But there has been positives over the season since Clement came in. I don't think people should forget that. Just to not win the league title is obviously what the fans want, and that's where it lies. What kind of reception will they get Tuesday night, the home game with Dundee? You would like to think a good one. There was no Rangers players out there today that didn't try their best, that didn't give everything they had, and that's all you want in an Old Firm game. You want everyone to give everything for the cause, and they did, and most of the time it was with 10 men as well, so you have to remember that. Alex is asking who was your Rangers player of the game today, and he also says that they felt they gave everything, every single player. Yeah, they did, but there was a few names, but Silva certainly exceeded expectations. He was the one causing Johnson a lot of trouble down that side, had a chance early on, a couple of shots, but then another mention for Davis as well at the back. I thought he was excellent. Yeah, Ben Davis been injured quite a lot this season as well, but we saw what he could do today. John Souttar came off at half-time. We'd have to think that was not tactical because Ross McCausland came on, but we'll find out. Yeah, he did well at centre-half. I mean, he's that kind of player. He just seems as if he can fill in anywhere and do a 7 out of 10 job, which he did again in the second half. But the Rangers will be hoping that John Souttar isn't out too long. I know it's getting close to the end of the season, but they'll want him ready for next year. But 2 weeks today, it's cup final. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff, John. We'll be getting ready for that one. Yeah, and they go again. Whether the Celtic's dominance over Rangers this season, the 3 wins and a draw, will make an impact. But I think the Rangers fans, I think they'll hold out for the cup final, but ultimately they've got to be disappointed. I think Rangers have lost the league again from a position of strength. They've not been able to see it out. They've had battles with Celtic over the years. Celtic have come out on top every single time, and the cup final, I believe, is a huge game for Philippe Clement and Brendan Rodgers. Both teams have got the chance to win a double now. That's where they stand. But there's no doubt about it. I think the Rangers supporters will be asking themselves the questions: why did we lose this league? Why have we allowed Celtic to come back from a losing position to finish on top of the league? And I would think that would be the normal consensus how the Rangers fans will be feeling right now. Well, let's speak to a big Rangers fan who's called in. It's Derek. We've got Jamie Murphy here and John Hartson. Hi, Derek.
Hi, Paul. Hi, Jamie. Hi, John.
Hi, Derek.
I think you've got to seriously question the manager now. Has he got the big game winning mentality? And his tactics today were absolutely shocking in the first half. Constantly playing the high balls, and I don't understand why he continuously plays James Tavernier as a right back when McGee just clearly got the beating of him. I just think serious questions have got to be asked of the manager.
Jamie?
I think if he loses in the cup final, I think he could be in severe trouble.
Jamie?
I think he has to play Tavernier. You're obviously the captain. He's been Rangers' talisman going forward this year. Yeah, there's questions maybe defensively, but he's the guy that you have to play for Rangers. I don't think there's any doubt about that. In terms of the tactics, you could see they were doing things maybe a little bit different. They were trying to man Mark McGregor with Lawrence. It maybe left spaces open in other parts of the pitch, and they didn't defend well enough for Celtic's first 2 goals. But I'd say it was hard for the manager to be under pressure. I know he's came in, but they've got to a point that nobody thought they would get to when he first came in. Everyone thought Rangers were miles out it. Now I know that's probably maybe half Celtic not doing as well as they probably could, but I think you have to give the manager at least another season to show what he's really all about.
But second half you thought he would change it and had to go for it, put 2 up front, but he took off Dessers when he put on.
Yeah, that's probably my one thing that I thought from today. There's that the second half you could have put 2 strikers on for Rangers to at least have something going forward. Now maybe they would have conceded at the back, but that's the only thing. You really wanted Rangers to really go for it, and they just fell short.
I think Derek makes a good point. I think it's no point challenging. It's no point coming close and getting all this praise and coming out and saying, well, got a real chance, losing 1 in 19. I think Derek makes a point. You're up here as a manager. You came in to win the league, and you had an opportunity this year to win the league. They went on a really big run. Yeah. The players have come up second best again. They won a League Cup trophy early on in the season. Yeah. I think it's going to go down to the cup final. I think if Rangers can win that and win a double, then obviously that doesn't save him. It doesn't save his job, but that would be a very good a season for them. Again, though, they've lost their 12th title in 13 years. And I believe, Derek, I don't know about you, but it's going to come down to that cup final, how Philippe Clement will be perceived by the Rangers fans.
I would replace him. I would get rid of him. I've now got my severe doubts of him. Style of football wasn't what we were promised. It's absolutely terrible. Since we played Celtic at Ibrox, the performance level has been absolutely dreadful.
Who would you? Sorry, Derek. Who would you have come in for him? Is there anyone out there that you think?
Derek McInnes.
You bring Derek McInnes in?
You would bring Derek. And it's a tough call, Derek, but you're a passionate Rangers fan and you've won the League Cup. You could win a double. But the Rangers fans, some of them are saying for so long Clement could do no wrong, and he did brilliantly. But Derek's saying he hasn't beaten Celtic, but also the tactics did not seem to work today.
No, they didn't. That's the question that's obviously going to be asked of him at the minute. The way they played today, leaving Cantwell out. Cantwell never even came on the pitch. Rangers had to go for a goal and he didn't come on.
Does he just not fancy his style of play or whatever?
I don't know.
He's hooked him a few times.
Yes.
As in.
And you could see at the start of it, he hooked him after 20 odd minutes in one of the first games. So you never know what's going on behind the scenes, but you can tell by the way Derek's called in, the people are now asking questions. But
it would be tough if Rangers win the double, which they could win a double. Then you're not going to get rid of a manager. Then you wonder, it's the tactics I'm hearing from you, Derek, because you could say he'll have money to spend in the summer, but we don't know how much money there's going to be, because this was a £40 million title which was in your hands 4 weeks ago. Absolutely right. And I think a lot of the Rangers fans started to believe. I think for the first time in a number of years they were on a terrific run. They were ahead of Celtic at one stage, and Derek might have a very good point. I'd like to see what the other Rangers supporters think, whether they think it's been a successful season. Again, they've lost a big league campaign from a position of strength. So I don't know whether, but I think Derek has a good point, because Philippe Clement was brought here to change and to win the league from a position of strength. He's failed to do that. He's won a trophy though, he won the League Cup. More after this. Thank you, Derek.
The Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. Get in touch with the team and they'll offer expert advice on effectively presenting your property.
Let's go!
When it comes to selling your home at Go Green Property, our aim is to get you the best possible results. And how do we do this? Simple, by giving you the best possible advice. From expert insights on preparing your home for selling to sharing our advice on the local property market, at Go Green Property, it's our job to achieve the best possible price as quickly as possible. Sell your home with Go Green Property. Call Glasgow 374 0409.
The Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. Get your home ready for the market with help from their team of experts.
Let's go.
0808 17 17 700, but we're racing out of time. 2-1 Celtic this afternoon. The story of the game, when you think back, James Forrest, who started really well, had a chance, very close in the opening minutes, and then 2 chances for Silva, one of them in particular, a header. Jamie Murphy could have been an opening goal for him.
Yeah, he'll be disappointed if he looks back on that. I think if he just makes clear contact with his head, there's a big chance it goes in. I know he's claiming for a penalty, but he really has to hit the target there.
And of course, that was costly because Kyogo had a chance, brought out a good save, John, didn't it? Remember back then, 20, that was half an hour had gone. Good chance.
Yeah, it was a good chance, and a player like him, you'd expect him to score. Celtic then quickly went 2-0 up. A brilliant goal from O'Reilly, and then Lundstram with a mistake, with an own goal. Rangers hit back, Paul, through Dessers, but ultimately it's another win for Brendan Rodgers in a derby. He's lost 1 game against Rangers, and I think it's in 13 games, I believe.
Does he get the respect that he deserves?
Well, I think that the obvious one this season was they started off very slowly, and to the levels that Celtic have been with the demands and the expectation. They were out of the League Cup. Rangers went on to win that. There's been some results this season. They haven't beaten Kilmarnock yet in 3 games. Lost twice to Hearts. So some of the results have been a little bit off-putting for the supporters. But the way that they bounced back, Paul, has been brilliant. And Brendan, we mentioned it earlier, to have not got a vote of Player of the Year, Football Writers of the Year, they must all be embarrassed, right? Right now, those press must be feeling embarrassed because they've left the manager of the Premiership up in Scotland, the top league in Scotland, won the league once again, right, at Celtic, not in the nominations. That's embarrassing for them.
But some of his fans gave him, they were sceptical because of the way he left in 2019.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It was like a divorce suddenly, and taking a long time. Do you think now he's going to get the respect and the affection of the Celtic fans? Jamie, what do you feel?
Well, he should do.
Yeah.
To come from where they were, maybe January, February, to come back and win the league, he deserves all the respect. I mean, to take the job up here after Ange was up here and done such a great job, I thought the next Celtic manager was going to have real trouble compared to him. But he's came in. Again, it's not been pretty all year for Celtic. It's not been excellent football week in, week out, but they've got the job done.
And don't forget, Paul, Jamie, he had no help in January.
Yeah.
He had to go with what he had. Brought in Idar, lost a couple of really big players in the summer.
Of course,
You know, Abada had problems, he had to leave the club. Jota, lost some big players. Joe Hart, you know, had a bit of criticism, but again, he's a title-winning goalkeeper. Another league title for Celtic, and he's been marvellous. And I think Celtic have earned it, they've deserved it. Ultimately, whether you put it down to luck, whether you put it down to losing games you shouldn't have lost, whoever wins the league, finishes at the top of the table over 38 games, will deserve ultimately to be the champions.
The league table doesn't lie, is the old saying, isn't it?
Of course. And Celtic are 6 points clear and 7 goals to the good. The telly are going to have the managers on soon, and we'll hear what they're saying. But for Brendan Rodgers and for Celtic, the Celtic fans will have loved it this afternoon in the sunshine. That spell in the first half, John, you saw the best of Celtic, didn't you? When they went 2 ahead. I know it was their own goal, the second one, but O'Reilly, McGregor, Hatate.
They were at their best again, and you know when they're free flowing. Callum McGregor said it this week. They're very hard to beat. They're very, very hard to stop. They come out of the traps again. Yes, okay. They looked a little bit sceptical when Rangers had a couple of opportunities their own. Silva could have put them in front. 1 or 2 opportunities, but then Celtic kept going, kept pushing. And McGregor for the goal, for O'Reilly's goal, brilliant. Kept the ball alive. And it was Maeda, obviously, with Lundstram's own goal.
Yeah.
That again, another cross into the box. But they kept going, Paul. And when they play like they can, there's not a team in Scotland that can cope with Celtic. And the proof is in the pudding.
Yep.
They've won 3 times this season. Won at Ibrox, drawn at Ibrox, and won the 2 home games. So they've been extraordinary again. And Rangers, I've got to say, put in a really good, valiant effort. Unfortunately, once again, they've come up short.
I think that in the midfield today was probably the difference. I think if you look at Celtic's midfield 3 of Hatate, McGregor and O'Reilly, they are better than everyone else in the league's midfield 3. You know, Rangers have got good players in there, Diamondi, Lundstram, Lawrence or Cantwell, whoever it is. But the game can be won and lost in there. That's in a big Old Firm game. That's where the tackles are made. That's where the passes are made from.
Yeah.
And it was, and the 3 of them today, they dominated in there.
Do you think Celtic would, I mean, it's kind of forgotten now, but when they switched off less than 2 minutes after scoring, 2 up, you head into half time, I could see Jamie's face. You know, you're obviously thinking, wow, if they lose another one at this point. But Celtic, they must have switched off for that goal.
They can frustrate you, Paul, Celtic, because... You know, Brendan Rodgers is saying no mistakes, don't give the ball away, keep the ball in the second half. If we can get a 3rd goal, we can put the game to bed. They never quite did that, although it wasn't through a lack of effort. They broke their chances, but ultimately they wanted that 3rd goal. And we knew it would be a little bit nervy towards the end, because we knew that Rangers would throw the ball into the box, work off set pieces, corners where you got the delivery of Tavernier. Celtic held on bravely to win a really brilliant football match. Actually, the sending off from a Rangers point of view probably spoiled the game a little bit. From Celtic's point of view, you're delighted because you've got that man extra. And
Rangers defended well second half. There was nothing wrong with the way they defended, but they just never done enough going forward. I know it's hard to get up against 10 men, but at some point you have to throw caution to the wind and say we need a goal here. We have to go for it. We have to put an extra player up front. We have to get the ball forward a bit quicker with a bit more quality. And it was almost a nothing second half for Rangers.
How was the referee in your view?
Yeah, I thought it was alright. I think the penalty decision, I don't think it is. I think him changing it from VAR saying it's not a penalty to say it is a penalty will be questioned. It won't be questioned as much now because he missed the penalty.
Good save.
But it was a good save by Butland. I thought you meant from me talking about the referee.
No. Okay.
Yeah, no. I think O'Reilly's foot kicks the back of Diamandi's leg. I think you can look at it either way. From a couple of angles, we thought it maybe wasn't even a touch, but I don't think it's a penalty.
So Brendan Rodgers, I think, is about to be interviewed. There were so many luminaries there today. It was one of those days, like a cup final day, John, wasn't it, with Celtic? You know, it
was an unbelievable atmosphere, and there you go. Listen to Brendan Rodgers now.
In the background, we'll hear, and we'll talk about it as the night goes on later on, and on Monday as well with Barry and also with Mark. So, John, there'll be not too many celebrations. The fans will celebrate, but the players themselves have got to focus and make sure, because there's a game coming up on Wednesday.
Yeah, they want to finish the league strongly now. I believe the league is in the league title is in the bag. 2 games against Kilmarnock and St Mirren, and obviously the big cup final again. We got a Celtic Rangers cup final, which is really exciting.
2 weeks away. John, thank you so much for joining
Paul,
us.
I've enjoyed it.
Thank you, Jamie. Great to see you too. Thank you, and you'll be back with us soon. Thanks everyone. It ended up 2-1 to Celtic. They take the points. They're 6 points clear, 7 goals to the good with 2 games to go. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the afternoon.
The Go Radio Football Show with Go Green Property. Get in touch with the team and they'll offer expert advice on effectively presenting your property.
Let's go!
When it comes to selling your home, at Go Green Property, our aim is to get you the best possible results. And how do we do this? Simple, by giving you the best possible advice. From expert insights on preparing your home for selling to sharing our advice on the local property market. At Go Green Property, it's our job to achieve the best possible price as quickly as possible. Sell your home with Go Green Property. Call Glasgow 374 0409.